All right, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Rollerblading is Still Fun podcast. I am Josh Navarre, the creator of the Rollerblading is Still Fun YouTube channel, misspeller of Instagram posts, and mispronouncer of rollerblader names. And with me are my co-hosts.
My bad. Yo, what's up? Good kid, Mad Liddy, Jose Arce, what up?
Brady Johnston.
John Sullivan. Catch me Sully Photos, John Sullivan on Instagram. Shout out to my wife and my little kid, Keaton.
Fritz Peitzner, FRITZ, PTX. What it do?
Chip.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We got an awesome show for y'all. We're going to kind of go with our basic format again. We're going to go through some Instagram clips, and then we're going to go through some YouTube videos, and then we're just going to jump right into topics of conversation. Before we get started, I do want to shout out Chase Rushing.
Yeah.
So let me get to his Instagram page here. Chase Rushing is doing amazing art, and he is ready for hire. So if you have any needs for any logo designs or t-shirt designs or anything that has to do with art, definitely hit Chase Rushing up. You can hit him up at chasedrushing.com. As you can see, he is an amazing artist. He does all these drawings by hand. He can pretty much draw anything, but you can kind of see what he likes to do. But super sick. Shout out Chase. Definitely hit him up if you need any artwork done.
Shout out Chase.
All right, excellent. Let's jump right into some Instagram videos that we've come across. All right, so I found this. This is Sean Kelso's calf. Anybody? I imagine this is what Sean Kelso's calf looks like. This isn't funny to y'all? When you skate every damn day but never skate switch. He does every trick with the same foot. Okay. Wah, 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 wah.
I think he has a lot of switch tricks.
No, but he always uses the same foot, though. Like, he does everything with his left foot. Anywho. All right. So, Standard announced a new rider has entered the portal. Anybody? Any speculation on who this could be?
Who?
Well, I think it's Andrew Broom.
Brosco.
Why you say that?
Because
man.
it's Standard.
Look at this.
Look at those.
It seems like he's been skating standards recently.
Those are some lame legs.
And
Those look like Bruce.
I don't know. You tell me. I gave my opinion. Who do you think it is?
I say that's an Austin spot. That's 10 minutes from Ant's house. I say that's Broom's bracelet that he wears.
Okay, you're making me sound like an idiot. Like I'm.
So,
completely wrong.
and then, I would say Broom 100%.
What are we like
what we
exposing a
talking about?
secret?
I don't think so.
Yeah, congratulations, Andrew Broom, getting on Standard, leaving razors.
Ant rolled through the grass, the topsoil on that.
Oh, for real? So this is for sure an Austin spot?
That is absolutely awesome. spot, right by Ant's house.
What is the Kevin Gillen joke that
I saw
Michael
that
Kraft
Kevin
made?
Gillen.
Kevin Gillen is
Gillen.
back.
He's back, baby.
Oh, in
Shout
the
out
chat.
Kevin
Oh,
Gillen too. Kevin Gillen stopped growing up.
Ant said I bet he did front torque. Is that a shot? Ant, you hater. All right, so next we got Turbo Hinya. Fritz, what's his name? What's his real name? Where'd Fritz go?
Christian Zachary.
Christian Zachary, skating a BMO killer, a giant BMO killer. We like to call this is a very sharp ledge. Looks terribly scary to skate, but one of our friends slid his wrist on one of these when we were street skating, and I had to rush him to the hospital. We thought he was gonna die.
A slicer and a dicer.
Yeah, these types of ledges just ruin your groove.
Mm-hmm.
Super sick.
I mean, did he lock
That was a nice one.
the Mizu on the first clip? I mean, was it just like a pivot?
What, on the first clip?
I don't know. Why don't you say?
This one?
What do you think that is?
He kind of had his foot
That's not a true
hanging off a
Mizu.
little bit.
That is not a true
Come
Mizu.
He had to get ready
Come
for the
on.
next trick.
No.
By accident.
No.
Let's see. Let me get the chat popping here. Yeah, chat thinks it's Broom also. They agree with us.
Of course,
Clearly.
because it is.
Okay. Keep an eye on you.
Caden
I'll bring this
Burrow.
Shit
His
up.
back foot did come off a little too soon.
Okay. So I'm
That's why it's on the gram, baby.
I was sick though. His skate.
no, that was amazing. I can't do it, but you know,
All right, next we got Blade Life TV
Best.
posted.
top 5.
Yeah, Ryan Arnold.
Tough off.
Yeah, dude, one of the sickest
Ryan
bladers
Arnold's
out there.
the
Is he
man.
still skating?
I hope so.
That pre-grab.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you hurricane fish something. Like
Jeez.
no spin on the ground,
Just
just so
full
good.
3.
Yeah, perfect,
Super
Goodness.
sick.
perfect. Might even be the best one of those ever.
He came to Dallas for a little while and was skating out here.
Yeah,
A couple times.
for sure. Man, that's,
All right. So I think Fritz, I think you sent us this
this is what we're backing this up with.
disaster.
This is what we're backing it up with.
Royale.
That's what you want
Oh,
to back up
man.
Ryan Arnold's fish. Okay.
Fucking insane. Fritz, was this new?
That's fairly new, and the crazy thing about this dude is he's in his mid to late 40s. I got to skate with him in Spain and went to a spot. I had no idea how good he was, and he started with 450 front royale, then 540 alley-oop sole, 540 true top sole,
Oof.
and yeah, cool, cool dude, and pretty. How would I say it? Like, his story is pretty intense because he moved to Europe from Venezuela. Venezuela's going through some shit, or has been going through some shit, where a lot of people have been basically just leaving everything and just kind of escaping because of their president. And so he went to Europe and started a new life, and he's absolutely fucking killing it at his age. Is amazing to do a disaster true topsoil on that ledge.
You said he's 40 something?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I think he's a little too old to be trying stunts like that.
I mean, well, he's living proof right there. He landed it.
He's got the helmet on.
By the grace of God.
Yeah.
He's got kids.
Yep.
Or a job or any responsibilities.
I'm just not gonna throw that with
Yeah, that's
when I got to go to work the next day.
He's
Because rollerblading, unfortunately, ain't paying that well to do that trick.
No way, dude. I was telling Fritz, don't even stop trying to learn flips. You're too old for that shit. But you got it. I wish you would have posted that one where you got jacked. You didn't
Oh.
get too hurt, but it was really cool.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
cool, not
I
cool,
got
but it was
Good picture.
I mean,
Let's go to see.
I got a good picture.
I think the thing about blading is no matter what, you're gonna always be pushing yourself. It just depends on which lane you decide to take, right? Like, are you gonna push yourself to the point of getting hurt, or are you gonna take another avenue, maybe take the safe route? But regardless, I never push myself on ramps, so that's what I'm enjoying most now. But then that guy, like, I mean, dude, he's getting a chance to get out of Venezuela, and yeah, maybe he just got like a second wind of juice. It happens.
okay. Fritz, did you knock on wood after I accurately predicted what could possibly happen on that backflip?
You know what, dude? You ever heard that song? I never had to knock on wood. I was listening to it last night. And I was like, damn, this is true. I need to quit doing that. Because basically, when you said that, it crossed my mind, and I was like, don't focus on that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't fall because of you. I think I got a little too confident with that fucking trick. So I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna stall it out. I got the backflip. I'm gonna kick in the air, and then I forgot to flip. But
yeah, but it's still the worst time to. I shouldn't have been talking about how possible it is to just stall out midair.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
You definitely stalled. I got
I-
the picture of the stall.
I always wish that doesn't happen, but it happens. I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. I know I've done it a million times. You can't control it. Really, what you can control is yourself, really. So you don't have to knock on wood for that shit. And that's something that I'm trying to learn in my skating, because for the past years, and I don't know if I've always done it, but that does happen to me a lot, where I get into my head from the possibilities of shit that could happen. And it's something that I think all of us have to work against sometimes, like, get out of your head and fucking do what you're focused on, because really all you can control is your jump and your spin and your grind. So but yeah, when you said it, I was like, no, it could happen.
Can we show that clip one day?
Yeah, if you want, I can
Do you
airdrop
have it?
to you. Yeah.
Can you bring it over here and just put it on the stream real quick? This is like a gnarly wreck of Fritz
Let me find it real quick.
trying to learn backflips. That was crazy. I was like, damn, dog. I don't know about that. Anyway, let's get back to the Instagram clips. Let's see, where was I? Okay, so this was I think this went pretty viral, but this actually was at one of our local skate parks. This cop was just trying to carve the bowl. And his front wheel just folded like a card table.
It's like a fucking like a lawn chair.
Lieutenant Jerry is so good.
I think the chat's
That is
frozen.
hilarious.
Watch out for the cord.
But yeah, this is pretty bad. But
Yeah.
pretty
He arrested
fair.
everyone after that.
100% love it. That's why mountain bikes should not be at skate parks.
Yeah,
That
bro.
is a
Plus, what kinda-
prime example of mountain bikes not being at skate parks.
What kind of cheap ass bikes are they having these police officers ride? Because,
Man, he was just probably too heavy. That's all.
yeah, but it still should be able to at least hold his weight. Like, that's bad.
Collin County needs to get its funding in order.
I would have sued the bike company.
Yeah, you can see
Wait,
it.
yeah, right
There
there.
we go. Oh, damn. Yeah, you just
Goodness.
changed
Man,
your
I
mind
was saying, I
midair.
was chuckling. I took a picture of it while you were midair. I was like, ugh. And then when you landed, I was like, that's kind of funny, though.
There was
You
a
all
quick,
right?
there was a
You
split
did it
second
after?
where it could have been really bad, but
Yeah.
quickly he like cat reflexed
For sure.
and got out of it.
Went and Fritz the cat.
Nothing hurt. I felt
Fritz
like
the cat. I forgot.
Fritz the cat.
Oh
Shit.
man.
Oof.
It's just some dope ass Sean Kelso clip he posted skating a slider bar. I mean, what do y'all think? I've seen some heat for him skating slider bars, especially in his like big edits. Do you have any problems with that?
No, I think he's just working on that left calf. So, nah, that shit's sick.
That coming off forward after that switch up was man.
I think it just depends on the trick. If it's a dope ass trick, it's okay if it's on a little rail because nobody's gonna do some of those tricks he does on a little rail on a full size rail.
No one's gonna do it on a little rail either, except for Savison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, John? You got something to say? Say it.
No, I don't have anything to say about it. I think it's all just crazy. There's be no way that I could skate a handicap rail like this.
Yeah, but is it okay for him to skate little spots like this in his big section? I mean, he won Skater of the Year. Can Skater of the Year be skating slider bars?
Can I answer that?
Of course.
I want to skate more slider bars if that makes any sense to that at all. Like,
no, it's
I
fun,
wish
but-
I could skate some of those spots that he skates because they look amazing.
But
Like,
you're not
I would skate that too if I was
but
35 plus.
you're not contending for Skater of the Year. Although you could be if you wanted to.
Gee.
Who even knew
Really
about
not-
who even knew
that's
about
not-
Skater of the Year before like the past 2 months that it was even like a thing? He was skating and put out all those sections that whole year without even knowing that Skater of the Year before mid-year. Nobody even heard of the Skater of the Year.
Well,
And
he
then
was
when they
skate-
got the money for it, then that was tight because he put in all that work that last year.
No, but he was
I think he
Skater-
put in a lot of
He
work.
was Skater of the Year last year, though.
Yeah. This is
So, and yeah, this is the second year in a row. So they've been doing this for a while. It's just now they have the
The
prize
funds.
money.
I think he films on those slider bars, or they film that pretty well, so you can kind of, I don't know, I don't even want to say justify it because the shit's hard. Like, no one's doing it, so
Yeah, I think in his actual sections, does he actually skate slider bars? 'Cause it seems like he goes out of his way to find real street spots that are just happen to be really low rails.
Yeah, like a
Which-
New York or Pittsburgh spot.
Yeah, which are like straddling the line of like, is this a slider bar? But I think people know what they're getting when they see a Sean Kelso edit, and I think we're okay with it. I mean, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's not like, at least it's a street spot still. He's not skating like somebody's
Yeah.
PVC
Yeah.
homemade rail.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of that one spot he skates the curved fat rail where he does a couple of different things. Like that's a real street spot. It just happens to be a low rail. But we would skate it and we would probably try and get a clip on it.
Yeah, there was some heat in our group chat about that.
Yeah.
What we got next? All right. Sean Kelso is dope though. All right, so I thought this was pretty crazy. Everybody knows this guy from his backflip that went viral, but man, he takes it on this one. And it shows that I don't know if that's real, that he broke all of his ribs or he broke a big chunk out of his ribs. But
It's like learn how to stair ride.
Yeah,
Like just
and-
learn how to rollerblade before you go and like try to be famous and do backflips and just learn how to roll.
I thought he was doing like a Chevy Chase like physical comedy thing. I thought it was intentional. Imagine going to the ER in that shirt.
Yeah, the shirt, dude. He needs to,
Bam Bam Bigelow.
he needs to
Let's
button
go.
his shirt up. Like he's all trying to be funny and everything, but
That's
then
what
that
you
shit
get.
happens.
You play with fire, you get burned.
Yeah, the viral clip was really funny just because it was just like, whoa, this just seems a bit too on the nose, intentional, you know.
Fire
Like, look
shirt,
how wacky.
Fire shirt. Got
Fire, Savison.
Let's watch it one more time.
Got burned.
That was fuego.
That
Oh,
was
he,
ultra
dude,
fuego.
he was so close.
Definition of
He
fuego.
was so close.
He gapped about five or six
Jeez.
stairs.
What's his name?
Mantis.
Manny.
Manny.
Well, I hope you're doing okay, buddy. But button up your shirt. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, and you know, just cruise some trails. Whatever.
So this is sick. This is crazy because
Woo.
I was just asking Fritz one night about doing fakie front flip. If anybody's
Tell
ever
that.
done it, and then somebody posted this in our group chat. But fakie front flip, and then John pointed out the super bone stall right here.
Mm-mm.
Boop.
Heck,
I like that little stall.
no way.
It's a, you know, a little park stall. But you know what's funny is Josh was asking this question as we were
He
watching
landed on the roll too.
the Richie Eisler section in which he does a fakie front flip over a launch box.
Oh, Richie Eisler does one.
Yeah,
too?
that one that we were watching, where he's just doing a bunch of flips.
Yeah.
Oh,
Richie
yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
did that.
That
And
little
this
stall
is-
was nice.
Ali Hochi. Never heard of him, but it's pretty sick.
He
Next
he landed
we-
on the top. He landed on the top.
Little case action.
Next we got Beebs.
Man, I'm a little bit late.
Little
Sorry.
sausage casing.
Oh, I give you guys inside scoop on all this.
Oh.
Oh yeah, did you film it, John?
Man.
So check this out. Story behind this clip. We've been here twice. The first time we went, I think it was well over 50, 60, 70 attempts. And he did it, but he did it no grab. So we went back this time and it took him on my camera roll, I had 73. And Summer, which is his girlfriend, she was filming this angle. She had over 99.
Damn.
It got hot that day.
Yeah, we
Y'all
were there.
left.
Yeah,
It got
we
hot.
left before y'all
I was
even
in that
started
position
skating.
for like 99 try. Like I was in that barrel. But look at that.
Yeah, dude, it came out
Killed
perfect.
it.
And the clip, like that's such a hard spot.
Dude, that was so dope. That was my dog.
Yeah.
Shout out Beebs.
Didn't think that was really even skatable.
I told Beebs next time he's gonna be in Dallas, come early so he can
For sure.
he can sit in with us. And he said he
For
was
sure.
down.
That'd
Yeah,
be cool.
we'll talk to
Ooh,
Beebs.
good dude.
Perfect.
He'll be at Colorado road trip.
Okay,
You guys
sweet.
all come.
This is an
YouTube ready?
update on
Let's go, baby.
Okay, so let's talk
Frankie's
about
game.
the physics are very, very cool. They're one of a kind. For those who probably believe that you just press one button and it does a fixed animation, it's not like that. And it has a lot of freedom to do really whatever you want. If you push down L3 and hold back, you would do a backflip. If you did the same thing, push down L3 and hold it to the side, you would do a side flip. Depending on the direction you're holding, you will spin or flip to that
Like
direction.
Tay out there, huh? Flipping all around. That looked like Tay.
yeah, the game looks incredible. I don't like the only thing I don't like is let me let it play again. Is the animation of like the motion behind him. Watch, see, like when he's up, he looks like a marionette doll, like he's hanging from strings. Doesn't it look like that? Watch.
It kind of looks like aggressive inline, no?
I was gonna say the exact
Aggressive
thing.
inline
It's
vibe,
not
right?
just because it's a rollerblading game. There's something about the animation as far as like the physics of getting off the ground that's very aggressive inline. But it does say work in progress. So this is probably like
Yeah.
a pre alpha or something. But it looks really cool. The graphics look great, of course.
Yes, sir.
The concept is just interesting. Look at that world. I mean, that looks awesome.
Crazy.
But absolutely, there is an aggressive inline bit to it, which makes me wonder, like, what input did Frankie have on an aggressive inline that they're so similar?
I bet he had a lot. I mean, he was the main character in the game.
Yeah.
He was on. No, he wasn't on the cover.
Grove.
Jared
On the
Grove
cover,
was
but most-
But
everyone
everybody
played Frankie,
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody played as Frankie.
Does it show
Nobody
him
play
actually
Ty Chris?
skating?
I mean, come on now.
I played Sven Bokerst a lot.
Josh,
Let's go.
does it show
My
him
dog.
actually like skating his stride? Because in aggressive inline, his stride, the way he skated in
Yeah.
in the
His shirt
game,
too?
it looked just like
Yeah.
him when he actually skates. I wonder if they did that here.
I forgot about those
I don't
physics.
know.
They had cloth physics in aggressive inline. The shirts would flip in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
He had that massive Senate baseball jersey looking shirt.
So is it possible to maybe get like the programming from that game to his game?
I don't think they did that. I'm sure they
I
started
don't
from
think. Yeah, I
scratch.
don't think they did that. It is possible, but maybe it's just something about or extreme sports games that in the early progress, like you're tightening everything else up. Once they get all that set up, they'll get the physics looking flush, and the landings, the approach, all that kind of stuff. The main thing to me is the when he comes off the ground, right? Like
Yeah.
the lift, kind of like you said, marionette. But I'm
just talking about the animation.
Oh,
Maybe you can see it
like
better.
kind of string things.
Yeah.
That's
They-
supposed
Oh,
to be,
yeah,
like,
well, I think
air-
that's
no, I
just-
know what it's supposed to be. They should get rid of it though. It looks stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like the stylistic kind of. I get what they're going for, but I think a lot of people. I think it's really cool, the concept, but I think there's a lot of people that are just going to want to play it for the skating aspect.
I'm
And
playing
that,
it for the machine gun aspect.
well, fair. But I think those. Hopefully, you can maybe turn that effect off for a little like a more realistic approach.
All this you're talking about, all this physics and stuff. I doubt. Well, I don't know. Like if it's that high of a production to where they're gonna go through all that, all that stuff to create it. But the graphics look like it is. But I mean, it looks like it's gonna be probably a computer platform.
Did y'all watch director Brazil talking to him about the game? I think Frankie did a lot of the programming.
He did.
himself.
He did.
Right?
All the programming. Like he's
Wow. He
he's,
learned-
he's learned how to code. Like he
damn.
learned how to code from Mike Johnson and
Damn.
That's fucking
you,
sick.
if
dude.
if you've never watched Bridges, shout out Be Free. His podcast, his like series show that he does when he goes. He just did J-Ball, but he did one on Frankie, and it was really cool to see him sit down with him about this game.
That was the first one, right? The first one. Was it
Yeah,
the first one? Did
yeah.
he talk about the game?
He talked about the game.
I feel like I saw that, but I don't know why I don't remember
Yeah, he
that.
talked about the game, and then he's came out with other stuff. I love the game. I mean, it'd be a dream to see like a rollerblade game look like Skate 3.
Oh yeah.
Like fundamentally, like picking up a joystick and being able to like kind of control your own tricks that you want to do, like
Yeah.
with good style, good graphics, like everything would be amazing. But I'll take this because I think it's dope.
And they were showing in this video here that the directional input for the spins is off the joystick, so it's similar to Skate 3. and that
He had a joystick in his hand when
Yeah.
he was testing it.
so like it has that kind of like freedom of you're really controlling the skater. So that would be
sure.
really cool versus like aggressive inline, which was just a input X A or one of those buttons and do a trick. You may be able to like actually approach in certain different ways.
What does chat think about this game?
I think the chat's frozen. I keep having the
Yeah,
chat
what's the deal?
freeze. Look
We
at
need-
look
we
at it
need
on
to
your
reach out.
stream.
You know what's
and
cool?
see.
need to
That
reach
side
out.
flip that he does. I saw him do it at the FM Invitational. He was just skating and he went up this ramp and did a fucking side flip.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I've
he
never
does
seen
that crazy, like it's almost like a boing side flip. Like it's dope.
a
It's
barrel
like
roll.
that Leo Fumeri kid that we showed last week that did the med spin to side flip. It's just like that.
Y'all need to mute the
the other-
stream
yeah,
if you're
come
gonna look at
Come
it.
on, I'm muting
No.
it, but I'm checking.
Yeah, there we go.
Great.
They're coming through.
Okay.
John.
What's up, fool? Hey, let's go. Let's go, baby.
All right, let's see what's next. Let me
I'm looking forward to
go
that.
Back to
Yeah, I am too.
Instagram. Yeah, it's gonna
Super
be fun.
dope.
I agree with you, Brady.
I just thought this was funny. Videographers versus photographers. The videographers like working hard, trying to keep the camera steady. The the photographers just beep. He's just super chill, having a good time. I thought you'd think that was funny, John, since you kind of do both.
Sometimes it's like I think you just get in a mode where you wanna film, but then there's other times where I want to get moments, not just on video. I want to get like actual good shots, good moments.
Nice pictures.
Um,
But yeah, this should.
but an
crack me
event
up.
like this, yeah, I've been to an event with BMO at like a shoe thing, and it was just like you're just taking a camera, just kind of just flicking
Just
it.
flicking it
everywhere.
everywhere. Having a beer in one hand.
Yeah, something like that.
Thought that was funny.
Something like that.
This is crazy.
Oh yeah.
This is like insane.
Jeez.
It's not
That's in Austin,
rollerblading, but it's
right?
dope as fuck.
Isn't that in Austin?
I don't know.
No, I know what reel you're talking about, but it's not that one.
Mm-mm.
Dang.
Not rollerblade related.
When I saw this, I thought it was just gonna be like just a blooper of him just eating shit. I didn't really think he was gonna land it.
Same. I was looking for the rest in peace.
Let's see. This is
Swamp Fest.
Swamp Fest. Yeah, so they had some rollerbladers at Swamp Fest. This shit is disgusting.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's super crazy. But oh man, would y'all do this?
I couldn't be that dirty ever.
Yeah.
I hate the feeling
Never.
of like dry mud on my hands.
Yeah, terrible. I wouldn't
Jeez.
do it.
If they had like showers all over the place, okay, but
You just catch a fresh shower before every ride.
yeah, between every
Okay,
attempt.
Okay, well now we're talking.
But I saw they were skating like one of the rails going over the pond, and they're just ready to go in, and just
Because you know you're going in.
yeah.
You know you're not getting out of there clean.
I could see
All up there?
I could see Caleb Benavides or Heath Burley just
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
ripping this
For
shit.
real.
That'd be tight.
Yeah.
Are there any
Real talk.
pros you think would participate in this?
Well, I think we said
Like a
Savison
Ben
would be all
Weiss.
over
Ben
it.
Weiss would probably like do
Mm.
something like this.
Savison, he'd be like dressed like an alligator in like an
Mhm.
alligator costume.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Savison for sure.
There's definitely other people. I feel this is like almost
Woodbursky, because he skates all the rocks and all like the dirt
Carly-
trails and stuff like that.
Carly
Woodbursky, get
Carlos
down.
Panowski.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
I
how.
see him doing something like this.
I feel like this is very Pat Lennon territory as well.
Let's go.
Pat Lennon would probably be the only one
love
not to get dirty. He'd probably like lace
That's
all
what I
the-
was thinking. I
lace
was
all
like,
the
I can't
tricks.
imagine him getting dirty though.
Yeah, he'd lace all the rails, throw a backflip in there, a fakey backflip.
I do think more rollerbladers should show up to this. It was initially just a BMX event, and then over the years, skateboarding kind of like, came in and they started like actually making obstacles for skateboarders. So like a lot of it was just like random wood and dirt before. Now it's actual, ramps.
Yeah, they can actually roll on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And-
Shawn Michelson said,
For
there's
sure.
gators in the water. One of y'all said that
Yeah,
in the
they're
chat.
they didn't know that. They made a pond.
Do a grind, lose your leg. Let's go.
It's a man-made pond, and they just cut over like it was like a rumor that there was an alligator, and it's like, oh shit, and they pan to it, and there's actually an
Oh, you
alligator.
could
in-
actually see
yeah,
it?
yeah. There's in the clip of
Oh
the
my
edit.
gosh. Damn, that's insane.
Yep.
All right. Swamp
Shout out
Fizz.
Tag picking up that green. My dog.
I thought this was dope. This was posted by Blade TV. This is Sasha Lopez.
Mm.
These ping pong tables, they look like they'd be pretty fun. But that true rocket grab fish was super clean.
Mhm.
Double rocket.
I would
There-
say you got the first one was not rocket. It was like an actual, what people call like actual real
Classic.
fish brain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that one right there.
Little
And then
rocket.
that was kind of little rocket, and then that was like
the cross
West,
grab.
yeah, West cross grab.
Yeah. There is one of those tables at a park over here. Unfortunately, though, it's in a little pavilion with like grass around it. But when I saw it from the road, I was so stoked because I've always wanted to skate one of those.
Right here in
Fritz,
Dallas.
Fritz, you
Yeah,
skated one
really?
of these, right?
I did true fish on it too.
Okay, that's what I thought. They're pretty low, huh?
True fish.
No, I
They
did.
don't look low.
Jose looks like he's
They don't
down
look
it.
low at all, right?
I show
Everybody
you. I
does
didn't-
like crazy tricks on these ping pong
Dude.
tables, and they look high as shit.
They're-
I've seen
high.
some that are not too bad, but
They're
that one
high.
doesn't
I
look
mean,
low at all.
no, I would not skate that spot.
Mm-mm.
I
So
ate shit on that too, trying it, but I'll
I
show
bet you did.
All night
McRib?
watching Fritz eat it.
I didn't McRib it.
So let's go, McRib sandwich.
The hard part about that thing is
Hi,
it's
dog.
tall, but it's short. So if you want to do it, you want to go fast.
Yeah.
If you miss your trick, you're
KO,
done.
Yeah.
You're done. So,
You're missing at the end of the table.
Don't try to come show more clip.
The gator is not well known
I'll
for
see it.
his
I'll see it.
scooters.
Bring it. Bring
Hey,
it.
so
I want to see it. I
where
want
the
to
pro
see it.
skate at for this?
What you got the clip?
Where's it? Where's
Yeah.
where's Noon's his pro skate?
TDP.
Show it. To,
Nothing.
show it to the camera, Fritz. Nobody believes you.
Trying to watch him over here.
Ooh.
You didn't grab it though.
Oh.
Oh.
We'll be the judge of that.
Hold it up a little bit,
Go up.
Fritz.
Go up.
Right there.
His shirt flapping.
Oh, there
Shirt
it
tail
is.
flapping
Flapping in the wind. Is that out of Kudo's closet or what? Come on now, that flapping out wind with that shirt. That's a Kudo closet special.
Goodness.
I think Mary Munoz did all
Woo. Yeah, Mary did do
that. Yeah,
that.
Mary did those,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah,
I think
she did that. She took you out, really.
Yeah, she did them switch. She did them switch. She,
I didn't even see the trick, so I was so
Yeah.
distracted by the shirt.
Oh, yeah, right. That flat. Pepe.
No, that's just not easy though.
How long was that wife beater underneath?
It was normal size.
Okay.
Okay.
It was growing still.
You got something to say, Danny?
Danny, come on.
Get in the chat, Danny.
Get on the
Come on,
mic
hop
so
on
we
in
can
here.
see
Come
you
on.
for a second, Danny.
Dude, get in a circle. Don't be a square.
We got D Ross in the house. He won't get
Oh,
on
man.
camera.
Danny, look.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm
You gonna play those J Union clips? Because those are fire.
Yeah, let me get back to it.
I think he should get a pro skate from USD.
Yeah,
Maybe
this is
not.
super
Maybe
sick.
not another, 7th or
Oh,
8th pro
man,
boot
for
for somebody
real.
else. Maybe just give this guy a pro skate. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and he does those tricks just on that tiny little part of the quarter pipe.
Oh, dude. Fuck.
That was dope.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah, that was just everything that he does is sick.
Tay said, "Who's heading to Houston?" Yeah, Houston has their what's it called? Skate.
The session
session?
3, session
Session
3. It's
three?
like 3 days. A lot of spots. There's gonna be Big Wheel Blading 2. Wish I can make it. Hope weather is good down there because it's crappy. In
Yeah, I was
Dallas
gonna
right now.
ask if it's supposed to rain down there, but I don't think any of us are going, Tay.
A bunch of
unfortunately.
boxes, bunch of. I mean, they do it right.
Yeah, it
Each
should be a
time
lot
hold
of
it
fun.
down.
Y'all went last year, right, Jose?
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, we'll go in May for the kids comp. Let's get that park too. Park.
Yeah, you're judging, right, John?
Yeah.
You think they'll let me judge?
Sure, why not?
Do they need
You're
another
RB
judge?
You're Ribbis. I mean,
Gotta
come
be-
on now. You're
gotta be
Ribbis
good.
captain.
This guy, give me more footage. Give me more good content to cut to my clips like last time. Talk some shit.
Yo, this motherfucker.
Josh, do you even
sucks.
skate anymore?
Yeah. Big Yee.
Hey, where's our edit, man? We've been waiting.
Fuck you.
Yeah, we're
you
gonna have a-
already
All
know.
right, so here,
Josh,
so
don't even
this is where
start.
we're
You
going
already
to now,
know.
huh? This is where we're going.
This is where we're going.
Instagram clips, huh?
Dang.
We got Anna Julia.
Can't do it, but I also I wouldn't look like Cyborg either. But
Yeah,
I can't do it, so I
She's
can't hate.
padded up.
Can't hate it.
If I had all the pads, I'll probably try it.
You got all the pads right behind you, Jose. We're gonna pad you up and see if you can do it then.
All right.
You know what?
Let's
That's
go.
a good idea.
That's a good
Huh.
idea.
Add
Yeah.
you up.
And it's like
Pad me up.
Get you on the bomb squad.
All right. Cool.
I'd be down to try it.
Yeah. 450 LA penalty.
Just let my rib heal. It's probably another 6 months.
Left
so.
one.
How old is she?
16? 16? Anybody?
I'm sorry.
Maybe
and this
even
might
younger?
Come, this is probably like my husband saw it coming and my parents saw it coming, but I ain't. My daughter ain't wearing no hoochie stuff like that.
Oh yeah, she's
It
kind
ain't
of
happening. It's not
100,
happening.
100.
Like, and
Yeah.
these are where
If
all these
you-
views are coming from because like
Yo.
it's like, oh, check out this girl. She got
Yo.
boobies all popping out. Like, I ain't trying to catch my daughter in anything like that.
Hey, for real.
I don't
if
like
you,
that.
If you're
This is
gonna put
clickbait shit for me.
if you're gonna put all
Excuse
them
my
pads on, you better fucking
Why are you wearing a crop
you,
top? Why
you
are you
better
wearing
put on
like?
some clothes too.
Give me a break.
For real.
Change.
Hey, put some pads on that crop top, man.
They make skate shirts. Look at this guy. He's wearing a skate shirt. Wow.
This is
That's
easy.
what they
Ian
wear.
McLeod in a crop top.
Oh my god.
That's what they wear, skate clothing. Not Forever 21
But it's nice to see Ian McLeod skating again.
and being 15 and looking like that.
Nah, he should have had a thong probably.
You know what I was gonna say? Have y'all seen the Sean Kelso tricks where they put his
Oh
trick
yeah.
on the girl's
Yeah.
body? I wonder if that Instagram page is getting more views and likes than his actual
sh-
tricks.
That's just clickbait stuff. That's the world we live in now.
I was thinking that the
pretty
other day. I was
funny,
like,
though.
Man,
That's
this
the world we
is
live
pretty
in now.
enjoyable to watch.
Click.
Who's making those? Do you know?
I have no idea. What's the name of it? Sean?
It's a mixture of their names, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's something like that.
Danny, you know. Come on.
The ghost of Danny speaks.
The girl that makes the song, the AI one.
Are you trying to find it?
Yeah, like
Oh yeah, couldn't you?
Not
show me
a
the clips
double
on there?
standard because
I don't want to see guys without shirts either. Put your shirt on if you're skating without a shirt. Nobody wants to
Cool.
see that.
Yeah.
please.
Rene.
it's
Jamelin Kelso.
Jamelin Kelso films.
I wonder who that is who's making them though. Pretty funny idea.
Oh, it doesn't have that many.
Anyways, what's Ian McLeod been up to? Anybody know why he wasn't skating for the longest time? right?
Vegas.
In
Living
Vegas?
Vegas.
So
He might
Gam-
work at a casino too.
That's about
I
all
think
there is
so.
to do out there.
I think he's maybe a casino dealer.
That's dope.
That'd be pretty tight.
Damn.
Vegas life.
But I was happy to see him skating again. He was one of my favorites. Fritz doesn't like him.
Come on.
Who?
It's not that I don't like him.
Where's the button at for that?
It's not that I don't like him. I just didn't like his style.
Who you talking about?
Ian.
Ian McLeod?
Yeah, because
Oh,
he had like some weird. I always say step on. I know it's not step on, but some weird like if you true topsoiled, it was always back royale back slide first, and then I don't know. I just never really liked the style, but I know he's like much better than me. But yeah, definitely not one of my favorite people to watch.
McBeezy's better.
Fritz, how many times have you watched the Ian McLeod Teach Them Well section?
I probably just never finished watching it. No, but he's a sixth skater. Just not my cup of tea.
Sorry, Ian.
You sick though? You don't.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Come on.
This is what you're bringing to the podcast
Big
tonight?
Ian McLeod fan.
It's all love, baby.
Unspoken bond.
Oh, love.
John, do you want to take a second and read anything from the chat?
I've been kind of reading.
We can go back up. Anything?
Wait, John, how'd you feel about?
Wait,
No, I'm
what?
just saying,
What?
do you
What
wanna-
are you highlighting that you want me to talk about?
No, I'm just saying. You suggested we should read some chats, but it's just hard to read some chats while we're.
So
streaming at
that's
the
what
same
I was
time.
saying is like a designated person to read chats.
Yeah, we'll figure out the whole chat. We'd like to read y'all's
Shoot.
chat.
I like this
We
one.
off the
Fritz,
cuff,
chill,
baby.
stop.
Right off the cuff.
For real.
But I pull them up on the screen. Everybody can see them.
Yeah. No, you're doing a wonderful job. I love being on your podcast. I think you do an awesome job doing this. Thank you. Give you some flowers real quick. Thank you for doing this for us.
Thank
Like
you.
it's a cool thing to do on a Friday to hang
when
with
do
your
I
homies.
even do combos?
You're gonna make me blush.
Okay, but chat. There was a period where that backslide to fall into the true top sail was kind of a trend. I think it was out of necessity.
I never could do it.
Who did it best though?
I'm thinking like Abdul Kohlberg did it sometimes.
Oh,
did
backslide
it
out in
best?
topsoil?
No.
No.
The lean
Backslide
in.
to step through.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't because when I true topsoil, I don't use my royale foot. I have to go straight to true topsoil.
Can we just end it by saying Chase Rushing's probably the best all time?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Chase Rush.
Yeah.
Shout out Chase again.
Yeah.
I'm getting shout out twice. Chase did it so freaking good.
I never do that, motherfucker.
Man, Chase did it so good.
I don't do back royale and true topsoil the same way.
Those motherfuckers
So good.
backslide with the other foot.
Yeah, you can tell it's somebody's natural backslide because it can be a safety trick for some people if it's your natural backslide. Jose, that's kind of like it's not a safety trick for Jose, but he's really good at it, right? True topsoils because it's your natural backslide.
what happened?
True topsoil is really good, really easy for you because it's your natural backslide.
Oh yeah,
Back royale,
back
yeah.
royale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah, we're trying to get John to come out to more shows, but he lives really far away. But he made the trek today.
I ain't no hater.
All right, so we're
Thank
gonna get
you.
in.
Thank you for that.
We're gonna get.
I'll be trying to come out here. I'll be putting in my input. We out here having a good time. We loving it.
Yeah,
we
we
love
get-
life. You should love life. We should just be all embracing each other.
We get lots
Let's
of
get it.
positive feedback
Yeah, let's
from
get
you,
it.
John, whenever you're here.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's pop some stuff out now.
So, true topsoil.
True topsoil.
Oh, all right. Cool. I'm like, what? Never mind.
This is a continuation of Fritz's vendetta against Ian McLeod.
Oh,
Dang. Don't go to Vegas. Don't pull up in Vegas.
Yeah.
You better check in. You better check in when you go to Vegas.
You were telling me right now, and I
Dude, Ian gonna
Oh, the
pull
Teach Him
up.
Well? That's a
I
good
don't
one.
take it.
Ian gonna pull up
He
on
doesn't
you. You
take it
better
back.
check in.
That's a
Don't go
great
to Vegas.
section.
Is it deflating again? All right, we're gonna get into some new YouTube edits. So
This game was incredible.
yeah, I hope everybody has already seen this. If you haven't seen this yet, it is amazing. So this is Soul.
You shouldn't be watching
Inferno.
anything else
Yeah.
right now. I'm sorry, but you just put it on replay. Just keep watching this. This is crazy.
Make time to watch this.
Might be the section of the year. Might be early to say that, but
Man,
damn, if you're gonna do something better than this,
it scratches all the itches.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best things out this year.
woo.
It's
And it's only the start of April.
yeah.
You see that thematics logo on
I see Nils killing as a dad. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's got showing
Yeah.
Neil's parental
Yeah.
parental instincts.
Proud of him. Shout out Nils. Fatherhood's a good thing. That's cool.
Oh, this first trick. This really set the tone.
Man, dude, this
This
whole
one,
section
man.
is gas.
I kept having to stop it and
Fucking
text people like, "Oh, this trick! Oh, this trick!" Ooh, ooh.
Okay, there you go. I had to get the chat back.
Goodness.
But yeah, this is Nils Jensen and Yuto Gato and Bobby Spazoff. And yeah, like everybody said, it's definitely going to be contender for edit of the year because it is sick.
Check that pillar at the end of that rail, by the way. You ain't going over that side.
And the song is sick too. It's like that Radiohead, what's it called?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a remix or
yeah.
or a live version or
Yeah,
something.
dude, this shit like had a vibe. Like I got some goosebumps, so I watched it. And I ain't even gonna lie,
Same.
it was
This-
sick.
Seriously,
Three
same.
dudes.
Like it
Fucking
was
sick.
like that song. It's already been a skate video, but not like that. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
this was something very different.
That
This was
sick.
such an amazing section.
I didn't
did.
watch it with audio. Was it kind of like a lo-fi version?
It was like a rock. It almost
It
sounded
was
live, but it was
so
like like a different type of rock. It was rock music. I can't explain.
It was like it was like an astral aspect to it. It was kind of in and out. I don't know.
It was dope.
This
Go back and watch
is
it with the audio.
about
Here we go.
good.
The hop over
Yeah,
Dude.
I
That
knew
was
something was coming at
swaggy.
the end,
Ah,
but I wasn't expecting the full cab.
man, that was just bonkers.
We don't usually play the whole edit, but we're gonna watch a little bit of this because this is fucking fire.
This
Good.
sweaty to sweaty,
Yes.
dude. He jumped off that sweaty both
Mhm.
feet.
I mean, are we all agree there's nothing to complain about
No,
No.
not
with
at
this
all.
section at all?
Mm-mm.
Filming, music, skating, tricks.
That was sick.
It's like no bad feedback. Rotten Tomatoes would give this 100%.
Danny was hating on that top horn.
And I believe it.
I'm sure he was.
I believe it said it was edited by Bobby Spazoff.
Hmm.
You know
And
what's
all-
crazy?
that's what's
And
cool
film,
about going
right?
on tour with the
And film.
homies like that. Like everybody just puts in work with the camera. You get other people with cameras to help you out, but this seemed like they were just going out with one another and just kind of filming each other. And
Yeah.
that's what we do here in Dally. But this was
You see it there with all the
Special
hugs,
trip.
you know, like they're
special trip.
supporting each other. It's pretty fucking dope. Like that's what I think makes a good team is when
Mhm.
you can tell that they get along. So it
Mhm.
makes you by default want to be a part of that team one day. You know what I mean? I want to be a part of Inferno.
Yeah, I don't know if Rosies did that on purpose, but I could you could tell from early on that the team really kind of like clicked, and you saw it with Bobby and Niels doing that edit together.
Yeah, he got game.
Yeah, exactly. And this just kind of
Awesome
continues
again.
that, and there's just a great chemistry here.
For sure.
And I gotta say, I really think Niels probably has just hands down the best style all around.
Just one of the best skaters. Bobby
Yeah.
Spazoff is. I don't know why I didn't like him very much. Like maybe like a year ago, but he's definitely growing on me. What happened?
I would say Utah. That's what's cool about this table is like we got just different views. That's what I love about skating. Same thing about music. It's like you should have your taste. You should have your cup of tea. You should have your top fives, your top tens, your
The things you don't like.
the people that you should have that. You shouldn't like everybody's stuff. Like that's impossible to ask.
Oh, this one.
Plus, if you just like everything, your opinion's moot anyways because you don't really have an opinion.
Yeah, it's just sensitive. It's like
Danny, I'm talking about Danny.
everybody should just like everything, and you don't need to like everything.
Yeah, you need to not like stuff so you know what you can compare the good stuff to.
You should have a category or a catalog that you want to mimic or just enjoy.
Yeah.
Oh, this one.
Oof.
Gosh.
Crazy thing is the fall that Bobby had in this was after he landed a fucking hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a. I mean, spoiler alert for anybody who hadn't seen it yet, but thanks, Fritz. But yeah,
What's like
it was scary.
yeah, it's crazy. It's
Can you-
like the thing that
Tessie.
sticks out in my mind.
Yeah, right. Yeah. After this.
And-
That's right here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh
this.
yeah, dude.
So it was like Yuto just stepping back and falling, and then it's like him falling off.
Yeah.
It's like the next clip's him falling off like a crazy thing. Like, Yuto did this, but then he fell like that.
And he knew it was a possibility.
Oh, dude.
I don't think did he? Do you,
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, look, there's
he
not
just
much
step
room.
No, man,
He knew it was
it was
a
on
possibility.
purpose.
no, I mean,
So in the teaser, he was saying this is a good way to start off the edit, and it was like him and the cast. Like,
Yeah.
he hurt his wrist,
That's all I was wondering
And I
what
think-
happened.
and he had maybe one or two clips in here with the wrist guard on.
Damn, he turned around
Yeah.
and the foot just went right over.
Have you ever done that, like on the deck of a quarter pipe, and just not really, like, you misjudged how close you were to it and just came down?
Fell right in.
Freestyle, yes.
Yeah,
I did that
I've seen. I
freestyle.
think if I haven't done it, I've seen it happen, and
Banger.
it's brutal. Yeah, I love this. clip.
Banger,
God, I love it.
banger,
3
dude.
out. Oh,
banger.
Just everything about that clip
cray,
is.
cray.
He's sitting there telling his kid at the start of section 2, banger. Say banger, say banger. Like, 'cause your dad does nothing but bangers. Like, that's so awesome. Nils kills.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's so awesome. He's got the Volkswagen van too.
Mm.
Let's go.
I love the way they filmed that. Like, you wouldn't have known there was gonna be a stair gap after that long kink rail.
For sure. And
Loved
it
it.
keeked out too.
Yep.
Like, you just saw him kind of rubbing the skate a little
That
bit.
was sick.
For sure.
So this is La Plaza by Michael Mueller. This just dropped today. Also, today was a good day for edits. And this is sick. Have y'all watched this yet?
No.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's
I like
sick.
his clips though.
Yeah, he's a good skater. Where's he from, Fritz? He's from somewhere in Europe, right?
Germany.
Germany. Yeah, definitely go and check this out. USD just put this out today. Super
So
sick.
you talk about youth, it's like another kid that's up and coming and they don't want to, they'd rather give another pro skate to,
Well, they have-
7th or 8th pro skate to somebody else. I don't
What's the
know
what,
names in general, but just like, man,
what's the other guy that
if we
got a
talk
pro
about
skate
youth, give
pro
fucking
Aeon
kids.
from Germany as well?
Oh, Michael Weitzman.
Yeah.
No,
So
that was a sway. That wasn't
think-
Aeon.
It was
That was
Sway. Yeah.
yeah.
But Weissman's tight.
Yeah.
He does a lot with
Damn, that was dope.
skating and then his blog videos and
So that
Weissman's
fuck,
tight.
I don't want to. Hey, Josh, are we gonna talk about the topic that I asked you the other day? Because if we are, I can wait. But
Yeah,
this is a good segue to it.
yeah.
Michael Mueller and Witzman.
You want to hold on?
You're
to
not
that
in
thought?
I can
the
hold on
show.
to it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, then we can get to the YouTube videos and just get to talking.
That I didn't. You shouldn't even have did that first trick, but that was cool.
All right, let's go. So, like John was talking about, Be Free Drop Bridges, new episode,
Yay! Let's go, be free.
episode
My
5,
dog.
season 1. This is with J Ball.
This was an awesome one too,
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
It was a good one.
Cool to see J Ball cooking up,
for sure.
doing big things for his community, having a big cookout, little skate session and shit. It's pretty cool though. Definitely check this out. Be Free's doing big things.
Shout out J Ball. Shout out Wimbrand. Shout out the contest that they had too. Got Crowder Powder coming up. I'm sure everybody's gonna be up for that one.
Oh, that reminds me, Fritz, the raffle. I want to announce the new raffle. Hold on one second. Can we do one of J
We
Ball's
bringing segues, baby.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do
Let's
one of his shirts. Okay.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, let me grab. We're
We
gonna do
sure
the
can.
raffle for this week. We're gonna do one of
sure can.
Julian Ball's.
Oh, you want me to
wing
get
shirts.
it? You want me to take all my earphones?
That was smart to ask on live, so Fritz couldn't say no.
And yes, Weissman does have some of the best style. I agree.
Oh, for sure.
Weissman has really, really awesome, dope style.
Look at that.
I love his
That
skating.
print is dope.
Swag.
John, feel that print. Feel
I
that
know the
print.
print. I think I have the shirt, fool.
got one down?
Don't try to sell me on
Yeah,
the
this
shirt.
is what we're gonna do for the raffle. I'll get into how you enter the raffle, but I just wanted to show y'all since we're talking about Julian Ball. This is his company, Win. Bring it a little bit closer. Did you want to feel it?
And next week, John will
believe
be
it might be-
raffling off his pullover.
I think it's glow in the dark. Oh, wait, not. I think it's glow in the dark. Yeah,
Oh no, should I dim the light?
I think it is.
Let me see. Can I dim the lights?
Yeah, turn them off real quick. I don't think it glows in the dark. Well, maybe.
See, y'all are tripping. I'm telling you,
Gotta
charge
put a
it
light
up.
to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's been sitting
Charge it
on the-
up. You gotta
It's been
charge.
sitting
You
on the
gotta
shelf
charge it
collecting
up.
Come on, trying to make it all intimate in here too.
Yo, turn the
Soft
lights off.
ass Charmin tissue
That was kind of
ass.
nice.
Hey, what
I
we
kind of like the
doing
low
back
low.
there?
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, run that back.
Oh, sorry, chat.
Close.
We getting
Get a nice little
getting
like,
silly.
amber light down here. Could be cool.
All right, so for the raffle, we'll do the same format. All you gotta do is leave a comment on the video,
Yeah.
not in the chat, in the actual video,
Yeah.
and say something nice about the podcast. If you hate it, say something bad. Prefer nice things, but yeah, leave a comment in the video where he has in the shop size large and size medium, just to give you a heads up. If for some reason, are you gonna throw that?
I was, but probably not.
If you want to be part of the raffle, but that size smaller, size medium won't fit you, I'll get you something. I don't want to disqualify people just because there's only 2 sizes of the shirt. But yeah, because Julian Ball, we're gonna be talking about him because actually the next thing is also Julian Ball. This was posted by Signature Series, and it's like I guess some type of documentary again on Julian Ball, and this looks super sick.
Looks very good, well shot.
Yeah,
I think
his
it's gonna be
filming
tight.
is
and
on
it's a
point.
documentary for a film festival.
Did he?
That's what it's for, is for a film festival
Okay.
in Atlanta. So that's gonna be sick. Like this is a
Like
piece
a
of-
non-rollerblading.
non-rollerblading film
Okay.
festival. It's gonna be just actual So this is cool.
Hey, Danny, will you grab my other Topo Chico for me? It's right down there.
I mean, Julian's tight. I mean, like just
Ooh,
with
that was-
the cooking, and then he cuts and sews like his own clothing, like does the print stuff for the rollerblading. But
Thanks.
A true
J-Ball?
creative.
yeah, J
True
Ball's
artist.
the man. Yeah, J Ball's he's sick. OG
Yeah,
for sure.
He's always just having fun, like good vibes, and
Yeah,
just doing his thing, living life.
yeah,
He's just living life.
for sure.
Okay. Yeah. This
Damn,
is
I'm
some
gonna watch
high
that.
quality stuff right here.
There was
Yeah,
some
that thing's gonna be
bangers in
sick.
there.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
That was a good teaser.
Next we actually meant to talk about this last time, but for some reason it didn't get pulled up. But hold on.
What is this?
This is I don't like it anyway.
What is this?
Okay, this was Julia
Section was tight.
Comenda,
Let's go.
Damn, look at that reel.
Let's
dropped
go.
by Thems.
Let's go.
Okay.
How old is she? She's pretty young also, isn't she? Like
15, 16, and
Oh,
hey,
wow.
a good tank top.
I saw
yeah,
A good tank top for a 15, 16-year-old. I'm
A
sorry,
modest
but like,
father,
yeah.
father approved.
Like she does a t-shirt, she's got sweaters on, like, and she's dope. Like
Yeah.
this is what I want to promote in the female rollerblading as
Oh.
a young girl.
whoopsies. I think I said
Let's
Thems.
go.
I meant Mesmer.
yeah, I saw these clips.
Good looking Fritz.
Just sick, dope all around. I
Street
didn't know she was so
skater,
young.
like sick. Yeah, she's
That's
she's
wild.
super young. She's
She's got
15, 16.
And she's
Good
not
spot
taking,
choice.
she's not taking the typical route of being good at skating. She's going like the artistic, creative direction.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got hard tricks on top of that. So she's like, yeah, she's
you
checking
think-
all the boxes to.
But
Super
what do you
dope.
what do you mean she's not taking that typical good?
Because like most kids, most younger
Sick.
people when they're coming up, they got their
go.
mind focused on like, doing the standards, and out ledges or regular ledges, regular
Park
rails,
clips, park clips,
regular
like she's
down rails.
she's a street skater.
She's a street skater, so
She's
she's
a street
playing.
skater. She is dope.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's going to spots and finding something cool to do, which is something I can't even do. I'll still go to the regular down rails and the regular
Me too.
ledges.
Me
You know what I
too.
mean?
Me too.
So it's kind of like a chicken and egg situation because she's on Mesmer. So was she skating this way already, and Mesmer picked her up because of it, or did Mesmer like her skating and she started adjusting to the way Mesmer skates?
It's a good question. I want to answer that.
This is the first
and
I've ever
say
seen
that
of her.
I think she was always doing that. I
Yeah.
think she always had this style.
Yeah, I
Even
guess-
just the way that she dresses matches her skating. I think she just has that personality.
Yeah.
Gravitating towards this type of skating.
I could see her becoming a huge. There's a personality. There's an identity. I could see. I want to see a full edit. Yeah. I look forward to seeing more what she does.
Don Bruce influence. I feel
Oh
that
yeah,
too,
for sure. Definitely.
You can totally see it. Like, why not? Don Bruce is amazing as well.
Do we know where she's from?
Poland.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, and there's a lot of Polish
With
kids.
yeah, exactly. They're
What's
man,
the kid's name? My chick?
They got they got my chick. They got the gun somatics. The Tomaga. I don't know how to pronounce
I always
his name.
forget his
I
name.
don't
I
know how
call
to
him
pronounce-
poopy haired kid.
Yeah. And then there's the other kid on USD. And
Yeah,
then
with
her,
the long
and
hair?
yeah, and they all kill
Dude,
it.
there's another
They
girl.
all kill it.
Polish
that
kid
was
from
shit.
Somatics. His girlfriend skates, and
Like
she's dope
that's
too.
the youth I'm trying to see. Like these they can skate park, but they skate park like they skate street.
Yeah.
And then they take it to the street and they're doing all this stuff. Like that's what's cool with Nils. Nils is taking these kids under the wing and kind of like making these. And same thing with Bobby. Like
Thanks, Tay, for filling in a little background information. So he says the
Oh.
community she is in has a very big focus on spot usage instead of skill focused.
Yeah,
yeah, that
word
makes
up.
sense.
Plus, they live in Europe. Like,
but she still
They have
got
crazy
skill.
spots
Like
there.
she still got mad skill.
Oh yeah, and so someone mentioned Head On Skate. I just want to say that too. The owner of Head On Skate, Mirik, he has the eye. So he's the one who picked up Nils in the beginning and basically taught him the way, and Nils is just doing that with everybody else, which is fucking sick. Yeah.
so this is Chronotropic.
Pro Throne for the female. That'd be a good one for Mesmer. That'd be like if you're trying to put on the youth, like she's killing it right now. Like that'd be cool.
And it'd
I'd be
cool
down
'cause
with
it
that.
wouldn't be pink or
I'd be down with that.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It would
it'd
be-
be tight. Like
But
I'd be
Smiles-
down with that.
Smiles
Like that's
too is
it.
putting in work. So
Smiles is sick too.
Smiles is putting in work too.
Here,
That-
let me just talk about this video real quick, and this is the last video, and then we can just chop it up because this is kind of getting into the topic
It
that,
is.
that we wanted to talk about. This is Chronotropic. It's super sick. I think somebody told me this was made by a 14-year-old.
Sebastian, the kid
Sebastian.
right there.
Sebastian.
He's super young.
And FYI too, Aaron gave him his first pair of skates.
Oh, for real?
Wife gang.
He's an
Shout out
boy.
wifey. Yeah, but she gave him his first pair of skates. And he made this he made this whole video.
I do have a critique of the video. He did, I think every single trick has a slow motion in it. Like literally every single trick in the
City
entire
never
video.
sleeps, baby.
I think
Yeah.
City
think-
never sleeps.
I think you should blame Sean Kelso for that.
Yeah, he did kind of start that whole thing. I don't know if he started it, but people liked it. But it's literally
Oh,
every
he didn't
single clip.
start it, but he made his whole section slow mo.
Yeah.
And I think someone else pointed it out, and maybe I only noticed it because I already knew it going in, but I think every trick has two angles.
Oh, for real? I didn't
And
notice that.
I loved, having separate angles of tricks.
There
But
it
once
goes.
you notice
As
it,
soon as
it's
you
like
said
it gets almost distracting.
That's how I felt about the slow motion thing because that's
Yeah.
all I could watch for. Then I was like, is this clip gonna
But
have
damn,
a slow motion?
It was awesome though. Like great skating, music was great. The footage, the clips just look really good. Like, what's with the quality? Is it just the color correction? Like, it all just looks beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that clip, it looks like the saturation turned up pretty high.
Yeah.
But he's probably got a dope ass camera.
Mm-hmm.
I say at 14 you were wanting to skate, you weren't really filming.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on Mesmer, like he's skating, he's trying
And
to
he
get
does
clips.
real good.
Yeah, so it's like I was never wanting to just pick up a camera and film everybody else at 14.
Yeah.
I wanted to skate. I wanted to get the clips. Like, here's my camera, you film me. Like, that's tight.
Yeah.
I wish I would have did that young. That's sick.
But you did that.
I was just skating. I say
And-
you film me. Like,
You would have did it if you didn't did that.
You
And
did
yo,
that.
his
I didn't
clip
do-
where he does
I didn't it.
frontside
Ain't in it.
to Makio,
Mm-hmm.
man, that was dope as fuck.
Sebastian's tight.
Yeah.
Kid's good.
Hey, everybody,
Callie be producing a lot of young kids, a lot of good skaters.
everybody like the video, please. We got almost 30 people watching live. I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. Also share the video. That would help
Yeah.
us out a lot. Post a link
30,
on your
let's get
Instagram.
60. Where's 120 at? Y'all share the damn link. Y'all sleeping.
Yeah, I like the video. So we'll get into just a general discussion. And one thing I wanted to kind of bring up was like talking about like John was saying earlier, like the people that are getting put on, the people that are getting sponsored. And I'm kind of noticing a trend. It seems like right now companies are promoting like guys 35 and older and then just young girls. And I wanted to see everybody's opinion on that, why you think that is. And I think it's because they're the most marketable right now, but I think it's kind of cutting out a lot of up and comers and people from getting a chance at, say, a pro skate, a section. You know, it just seems to be a lot of the old heads and then a lot of young girls who are killing it right now. But like they had mentioned the Anna Julia thing, like I don't want to go as far as to call it clickbait, but she knows what she's doing. She's getting clips and everything like that. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think there's a problem right now with who's being promoted, who is getting opportunities from the skate companies right now? It just being kind of old heads and then, young females, which seem to be the most marketable right now.
Who wants to start?
Are you asking us, Scott? 'Cause
Go
I-
I'm
first.
asking anybody.
Well,
all right.
Let's go, Frisk.
All right. So it's tough because like at Winter Clash, they went up with the mic to a lot of the skaters, old or young. And the question was old school or new school, right? And a lot of the newer heads were saying new school or old school, sorry. And a lot of the older heads were trying to be like, yeah, like old school, but you got to give room for the new school. And so, oh man, I got like, here's something crazy. I talked to someone about giving a younger person a pro wheel, right? And they were like, be careful because if you do that, they might quit skating sooner than you think. And it happens a lot where
Wait, for getting a pro wheel?
yeah, for getting a pro product.
Why? Why would that be the case?
Because it's like,
Bucket
You think
list.
you made it or something?
yeah, I think that's what happens is, when you start to see light at the end of the tunnel and you finally start, you start getting there and you start realizing that the industry isn't where you think it is. You know what I mean? Like you get there and you're like, oh shit, like this is it, it happens to a lot of skaters after they get their first pro skate, even if it doesn't take forever.
So you think a pro product is going to demotivate you?
Not demotivate you, but
if you give it to a person too soon.
exactly. Yeah. So, I won't say who told me not to do that, but they were a really reliable source, right?
I want to know.
Bum, 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 bum.
It was Arlo. Arlo said that. He's like, you might give them a pro product too soon, and it might actually demotivate them. And the reality was, a year after that same kid stopped competing so much. You know what I mean? I think you gotta recognize where you came from, like the older heads. Unfortunately, in skating, a lot of the older heads don't get what they deserve from skating until way later. So it's like, when do you hand off the baton? You don't want to demotivate the younger people, but you also, it seems like the older heads are putting in a lot of work, and it's a hard subject. It does suck because there's not enough pizza, not enough slices in the pie to just give it to everybody. Like what we were saying with Michael Mueller and the other guy, Witzman. Witzman for me is better, right?
Dope. Yeah.
And so of course he's going to get the product first. And then you got Eugen Ennen, who's still not done. You got Carlos Bernal, who's still not done. You got these older heads. You got Chris Farmer, who's still not done, and he's a legend. So when do you make room for these new kids when these older guys have been constantly putting in work and they're still trend setting? Because that's one thing that the newer kids don't seem to do is set trends. And in rollerblading, you can be really good, you can have really good style, but it's what makes you a GOAT is setting the trend in skating, like Alex Broskow, John Bellino.
Yeah, but Fritz, the thing is, like, I'm talking like, are they even given the chance to do so because they're not getting promoted?
You
like
know where you get
else.
the chance? Where you get the chance is by sticking to it, no matter what. That's like the big argument is like, if skating blows up too soon, then you're gonna see all these people coming in just because they're hungry. But the people that really stick to the
Longevity.
sport forever, like the people that stick to the sport, whether they're sponsored or not, are gonna get there. They're just gonna get to that point. So yeah, I don't know. Back in the day, it was different, right? Like Randy Spicer got a pro wheel at a young age, and he stuck to it, but the sport had enough to go around, you know? So it's
Yeah, and also I think like in the time that we came up, it seemed like pros got their products, or at least like they got to their levels on their teams naturally, because we all saw them in the videos of like the progression of like, oh, this person is like they're popping up in the clips and the montages, and they're like, you know, they got a couple more clips, then they got a section, and then eventually like they made a name. And so like I said, it's like a natural progression of like, oh, that makes sense. Like these things all kind of came together. Like what am I thinking of? The Navron group. What are they called?
FP.
FP, right?
Yeah. Fritz
So
Peitzner.
exactly.
Whack.
But things like that kind of like all came together, and you're like, oh, that makes sense. But now I think
Double whack.
companies have to pull from basically social media altogether. And it's all kind of just a mishmash of like different styles, and not really like a cohesive vision of like what the skater is. And a lot of the skaters now, like Fritz was saying about like it's important to you know set trends. There's a lot of skaters now that seem to skate almost identical to one another, and you could put clips up next to them, and you probably couldn't tell. You wouldn't be able to say who's who.
Yeah. I want to. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I think there should be levels. I think you should first get a pro cuff bolt, and then you know you work your way up. That way, you know there's something to look forward to. But I could see that absolutely.
Shoelace.
Well, it's like, you know,
Dude,
it's like
shoelace, yeah.
like winning the lottery. You make, I don't know, out of nowhere you just have $2 million, right? And a lot of people just go nuts and spend all the money within the first year, right? They go bankrupt. That's what happened in the past, right? Like there was money in the sport, and these younger people had a lot of money, and they partied it away, right? Very few held on to it. The downside and the complete opposite of what I'm saying is why is scooting and skateboarding so popular with kids, right? Especially scooters. And I think it's because you have a kid at the skate park on a scooter, and another kid comes up and says, "Are you sponsored?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so of course, for them, it's a graspable goal. Like they see other kids their age sponsored, so they're gonna fight for that.
It starts before that. It starts a kid at home with his tablet in his hand, seeing something on YouTube, and it's like another kid scootering or another kid skateboarding. It's never rollerblades.
Mm-hmm. It's
But why?
Visibility. It just happens to be that way.
It's just the way it is. That's the rollerblading is just the way it is. It's
But
It's not popular.
I mean,
That's
but
it.
I mean, yeah, but why is it not popular? So what I'm saying is
man,
like
that's a question
tell
for
you why.
the past like
Wait,
30 years.
It's
what
not
we've
too
been doing.
expensive.
But the
Like,
thing is, it's not going to get popular because it wasn't popular. When social media, people only post what other people are going to see. That's what I'm saying. That's why rollerblading is marketing only certain people, because that's going to get the views. That's going to get their products seen. And it's the whole social media thing that's kind of ruining the industry as far as giving new up-and-comers a chance to, because they're not known, so they're not going to use when they could post somebody like Chris Farmer, like USD can post Chris Farmer, and they know that's guaranteed to get X amount of views, X amount of likes and promotion for the company, instead of posting a random person who's up and coming with the company.
Well, to agree with you there is exactly what I'm saying. Like if you're a kid and you're seeing a whole bunch of old dudes rollerblading, that doesn't look like your crowd, you know? Like you want to skate with other kids your age. So that's why I think scooting is maybe not just for sponsorship, but yeah, there's just more scooter kids. So of course they're going to gravitate towards that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like, it's hard because you got to give these older guys their respect or what they deserve.
Have to.
Right?
Every sport. I mean, the most selling shoe in the world is a Jordan, right?
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good point.
Like the most selling shoe in the world is a Jordan. He ain't played for how many fucking years, and it's the most selling shoe in the world. You gotta have like OGs.
You got to.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
But then when are they going to give somebody else a shoe?
Saying Jordan, exactly. You can't have a pro with fucking 8 pro model boots. You can't do it. I'm sorry, you cannot do it. You got to have a minimum of like 4 or a max of 4.
That's what I'm getting
4,
at.
You're gone. Like not gone, but like That's when you pass the baton. That's when you pass the baton. You're getting 8 pro models still?
Well, see, Lomax stopped.
I get that this is a way of making money for I get it, but like if we're talking about letting kids eat, like 4, pick up your buffet, take on down.
But see,
you got your bread.
All right,
you got your food.
Here's another subject though. The other subject is okay, pro models, right? And then we're talking about the pros. They can't even make a living. Like Nils
so why
and
have
Bobby,
why have 8 pro models if you can't make a living?
Because
off of it?
if those guys start dropping off, then you'll start losing the goats. And those goats are the example for the future. So,
you're still gonna skate. These pros still skate. You're gonna skate regardless because you love it.
Well, see, and that's
you
what I was.
You can't let it go.
But that's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying is that's what makes it so hard. Is like you get people that feel like they deserve it and they don't get what they want and they quit. And then in my head sometimes I'm like, better off, good riddance, because there's people that will skate their whole life without getting anything for free, right? Because they love it. But there's the fact is there's not enough money in our sport, right? People compare it to the pizza pie and the slices. And yeah, like a new company comes in or a new skate shop opens up or a new wheel brand or whatever, and they're like, oh, this oversaturated, you can't do it, because everybody's fighting over the same fucking pie, right? Like, when are people going to start making new pizza pies? And this is the hardest part of the subject. It's
new pizza pies. There's like 100 companies. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about those companies doing their work to bring new people into the sport.
Those
right?
companies are like more and more toppings on the same pie.
Exactly.
Who didn't get the pizza tonight?
So
for real,
a lot of fucking pizza pie talk.
Fucking pizza.
All this pizza pie talk, but where's the
Jesus
pizza? There's no
Christ.
pizza here, Danny. We need pizza.
Danny, we need a fucking
you
pizza.
ain't on the
Patron,
podcast. Let's get some
Diablo.
I agree.
So there's another aspect to it as
go.
far as like why the pros are sticking around is that the companies rely on those pros to sell their products.
sure.
Not even just off the pro skate, but off the image alone. So like Chris Farmer or even like, I mean, how long did they drag Shima out? Like,
Yeah.
there was a reason for that. It's not because, oh wow, you know what, Shima, you were just skating so well, we need to give you. It's because it's Shima and Shima sells skates.
But he was at every comp, winning those comps and doing the biggest tricks, and that's why his skates sold,
deserve
because
more
they
than
won
4 skates?
for the same company. No,
Okay. So I'm gonna go back
because he was on USD, he was on SSM, like he 4 for the same company.
You
No
remember?
more.
I think at last podcast I mentioned Powell and Peralta.
And I could be a hater because I've never had anything pro at all. But
no. I mean,
this is why my mind thinks the way it is.
It's a good subject, and
sure.
everybody has a good opinion because I've been playing devil's advocate. I've gone back and forth, right? So what happened with Tony Hawk was that Tony Hawk was
they sure
pushed
are.
by Powell and Peralta to start his own company, right? It's for me, what Magic Boots and Bobby Spasov Inferno are kind of doing is taking these kids under their wing and hopefully going to tell them like, hey, you know what? At some point you might have to start your own shit. You know what I mean? And it's not just that, it's just different aspects. I feel like.
So wait, are you advocating for more companies?
I'm advocating for companies that do what they can to grow the sport. Not so like what I meant by the pizza pie and these
more wheel companies.
I mean, if your wheel company's doing good and it's not just from coming in and taking out. So I'll use the Icon ACT for example. It's they have the aggressive skate, but they also have the urban fitness skate.
For sure.
So the people that are skating the urban fitness skate,
Dope skates too.
they're gonna look at the Icon aggressive skate and think, hey, if I'm already doing this, maybe I can aggressive skate, right? And so like back in the day, I don't know if y'all felt like this, but for me, every other type of skating was whack except for aggressive, right? And now I'm starting to realize like all these different genres of skating has their own level of difficulty. So maybe the roller skater might pick up an aggressive skate. Maybe the aggressive skater might pick up a fitness skate. And if you're doing it right, it's going to be attractive enough for that random person walking by to say, I might pick up the sport. So it's all kind of a trickle effect. If the fitness urban skater is brave enough and learns how to skate fakie maybe, and they see an aggressive skater, they're going to be like, maybe I can do that, right? So like advocating for new companies doesn't mean let's just pour in a whole bunch of new companies to this oversaturated sport. It's these new companies might bring new people in. You know what I mean? Like every company, like Mesmer, we'll just say they're rocker, right? Them skates, well, they're I don't know what to call them skates.
They're Julio.
They're yeah. Standard has a whole nother aspect. Back in the day, Razors had like a more hip hop style, right? And so they brought people in that were attracted to that kind of skating. But on a bigger picture, what are these companies gonna do to bring more people in, right? Like Cougar, what is Cougar gonna do? They're sponsoring events, they're making actual commercials, they're doing what they can to bring in more people. So
but that's like that'll grow the sport, but it's gonna
Tony
hurt.
Hawk too.
It's gonna hurt the companies though.
no, so no, if so like I always say this. So I got a skate shop, right? If another skate shop opened up nearby,
Do I need to-
it's
got
called
a skate
Carrier,
shop.
www.carrierskateshop.com.
Oh, they're choking.
No, but if another skate shop opens up and they're
be
bringing
smoking.
in a whole nother aspect of people, I don't want to have competition with other skate shops. For me, it's a good sign that people are believing in the sport, right? So these new skate companies coming in, it's a good sign to me because there must be something good going on, you know? If they can just maintain it. I mean, regardless, when you're talking about growth, that means a lot of different things. That means more people skating. That means more companies. That means more aspects to
Yeah.
it. That means more people being able to stay sponsored and then be sponsored at the same time, so that these new up and comers can get sponsored. The older heads can continue to get what they deserve. But what step comes first, right? Do we cut out the older heads and have the newer heads come in and take the reins and blindly do this? You know, what I
Jose, you're pretty young. Like, what do you think about?
I am not pretty young.
You kind of young.
he's just
You're
pretty.
younger. You're younger cat. Yeah, you're younger cat. Like,
I'm pretty young.
what do you think about the situation? Because you had the sponsorship with Razor through the shop. Like, what do you think about?
And you're hungry.
And you're hungry, so it's like, and your clips are worth getting put on. Like, I mean, where we at with USD? I mean,
Mouse.
where we at?
Man, to be honest, I'm just trying to have fun. That's it.
That's what's up.
I don't really care.
You talked about wanting something out of blading though, so don't just say you just want to have fun, because we had a whole conversation
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
you something out of
if you
blading.
skate,
want a
you
wheel
definitely
or
want
something.
some. Like, to me, like,
Don't cap.
I ain't gonna cut you off, and I know he asked you a question, but that's my goal. Is I always wanted like a pro wheel, pro boot, pro like
Yeah.
anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, of course, yeah. A pro wheel, I feel like that's probably the easiest, best thing for someone to get, you know, besides a pro, you
pro
know,
skate, yeah,
a pro skate.
yeah, or a liner or something like that. But yeah, wheel.
If I could
wheel
just have
skate, yeah,
something in with my
With that,
name,
yeah.
I would have been happy,
It's
you
lit.
know.
that'd be lit.
But I ain't tripping if I never had it.
Hey, yeah,
I'd be happy with the people I met. You know what I mean? Like, I met dope ass people like you guys. You know, I could have hung out with some dumbass people that, you know, just been up to no good. And I'm just glad that I met some people that, you know, all they care about is skating and positivity.
Yeah,
I used to hang out with people that just wanted to just be up to no good. You know what I mean? Whether it was
Gotcha.
stealing or just gangbanging or whatever the fuck it was. But
Yeah.
I
Good
just
thing about
skated.
skating,
Yeah,
for sure.
I just skated and
Brady,
Yeah.
you?
I was just gonna say it's such rollerblader mentality of like, we are the people that want our skating to be seen by everyone. and
Trophies, you know,
but
the-
at the same time pretend to be nonchalant.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you know, it'd be cool if I didn't get it. You know,
having
it'd
fun,
be cool.
you know.
Like,
But also, get my clips over to me right now.
for sure, I need clips.
yeah.
And really,
Send me my
like,
clips.
yeah, like skating is. We were talking about it today. In 2026, it'd be 30 years. Been skating for 30 years.
Fuck.
That's
So,
wild.
so it's like, man, we were watching old edits. that's something skating. I wish I would have turned pro. Like that's what I always kind of wanted, but at the same time, I'm happy the route that I took, because I'm not like a traditional park skater. As far as like comfortable on ramps and doing spins and doing it, like I could never do anything like that. I was always just.
Well, you could if you wanted to.
Well, me and Fritz had this conversation about that kind of holding you back as far as like getting to that level. Is not skating park comps.
Yeah,
like
I was more or less like it was just cool to skate street comps because it was something that you just grew up skating.
You gave it 110%, even to this day, right? So like, it's crazy, but what gets people this pro status sometimes is just traveling.
Yeah,
it's just traveling
for sure.
That's what
improves your chance to get your name out there and show your face and meet people, but also meet companies, meet the people that own the companies,
and then just push your sponsorship. Like
that's
I represent Somatics.
Well, John,
at the end,
here I go.
At the end, whether we like it or not, every skate company has to have a business mentality.
For sure.
So it's like, it sucks because at the end of the day, like you might see like the best skater ever, but if they're not going to market a product, then the company's going to be like, well, what is this asset for our company? Like that's why Razors back in the day did the Flow team, right? And the only way you could be sponsored Flow was by being sponsored by a skate shop. And so what that skate shop did is had to sell X amount of products to be able to give you a free product for your sponsored rider. The moment that that skate shop didn't buy enough Razor skates, then that Flow rider didn't get a free product, right?
Me, for example.
I know.
I got canceled off connections. They were all like, "Oh, we ain't selling skates." Hey, guess what, Jazz? You did.
I was just about to say, so John, you probably
on them. You did. Rollerblade on them. You did. It's all good. I got number love for you, baby.
You probably have the most sponsorships out of anyone here. Did you ever see like an avenue that it would actually get to a pro status, or did being in Texas kind of hold you back? Because like shout out to Lonnie for getting you out into like mainstream videos, but did being in Texas make it more difficult to like push forward?
I didn't travel. I didn't travel at all. Like the only time that I ever traveled back in the day was Barn Burner, where I got hurt. I was supposed to get on Deshi. That was when like I was supposed to meet Spicer and Louie and like Lonnie set that up. It's funny you say that because Lonnie set that whole thing up for me, but Portland has some hash and I got a little cash and the next thing I know, I ended up like snapping my wrist and just things didn't play out. But
I'm not just saying it to say it, but like just I could see John doing really well in those IMYTAs or just the real street.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I wanted to go to. It wasn't like more or less like the park comps. It was like that's what I missed about IMYTA was like that was such a good platform for skating.
And I think that's also, like your speed.
Like if we had social media back then like we have it now, like I think Fritz, you would have a bigger influence in rollerblading from back in the day. John, you too, if y'all were able to, have people see y'all's skating on a worldwide level like kids have now, I think it would have been a completely different story. We kind of unfortunately came up before that time, and that's how people blow up these days.
Yeah, and like so with the traveling, and the industry was in California, and I think it still is, right? You if you saw like Sean Robertson, we saw a ASA the other day. It was Sean Robertson. Brady, help me out.
You had Sean, you had Ryan Dawes, you had
Ryan Dawes.
Randy Marino.
Randy Marino.
There was a fourth one.
And then at the time you had Wes Kramer too.
Yeah.
You had Wes Kramer. He won the I think the 97 rookie of the year ASA or something like that.
Yeah.
Wes Kramer. And then you had Sean Robertson that went on like crazy spree. You had Ryan Dawes was like flipping and winning like mad contests. Randy Marino doing the same thing.
Dude, Randy Marino was the first to do a full
that
loop.
was Dallas. And then you still had Shane Scour killing it on the streets, but like he
And
will show
Arlo.
up, and that's like FP. What you were talking about?
Yeah.
It's like,
Shane Scour, for
dude,
sure.
Dallas was on like some dope ass, and Arlo too. I'm just saying, like Dallas was on some dope ass shit.
Yeah,
back
so-
in the day,
so-
before all of us came.
Yeah, and then I mean, if we talk about like Micah Yeager, another
Pass the
one,
baton.
Chase Rushing. Thing is, the industry was never here, so we had a lot of the best skaters, not just from Dallas but from Texas. But if you weren't skating park, especially back in the day, it was it. Like I remember
Yeah,
Ryan Dawes would get a lot of hate, right? But we look back, he did 450 front royale on that crazy ass disaster rail.
Yeah, that was
like
crazy.
And his royale was proper, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he could do all the flips and spins.
Ryan was dope.
He
You
was
remember
dope.
Eisenberg's day?
Oh, yeah.
Like, all of y'all do. That was same with me with watching Sean like at freestyle. He was absolutely bonkers. Sean was one of the best park skaters I think I've ever seen. Like he was just like,
Dude, the
he was
corkscrew
so
9.
fucking dope, dude. And he did shit like
Well, someone put it in chat. I think it's
so
pretty
dope.
accurate. Is that at the time, a lot of people, the focus was going ASA Pro,
Had to.
and
That's how you got pro. Like that's how
Oh.
you got named because videos
Damn.
how many times did you watch like
videos
an
were
old
made by
B3?
very small people.
So I think this is part of the answer of this whole topic is back then everybody was trying to be ASA pro to turn pro. We don't have that anymore.
Yeah, there was actually like a
don't have that.
pipeline. There was an order in which things went.
Yeah. So it's like now it's like, unfortunately, you have to be in with the right group of people.
And
Not just
you have to be marketable.
and you have to be marketable. So it's like you got to get in with the right group of people. You have to be marketable. You have to be putting out content, and you have to be fucking good. So it's like a really hard job now. So yeah, like once again, when do you pass the baton? Because the pros that are actually pro, the old heads actually turned pro.
Yeah,
They actually got an opportunity to turn pro. So
Well, you know what, Fritz,
Tough.
that's what you said. Now I'm kind of thinking it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because although it's not easier now with social media because now there's more competition.
way more, dude.
Yeah, I didn't think
That's
about
what I
that.
mean. It's like I keep playing devil's advocate because I hear what I'm saying and I'm like, fuck, like it does suck. I'm old. I'm 39, you know, like I know it. I don't want to give it up.
Ain't even touched 40 yet, and you talking about
I mean,
ain't even touched 40.
doctor said I need a back.
yeah, you
Ain't even
ain't
touched
got
40.
no excuse. No, I think again in chat right here, there needs to be a central authority, and that's the issue. Is that all of these ideas could be really great, but there is no like. I think WRS tried to do it before even like the video portion. WRS had like a all the contests kind of led into one WRS finals, and I think that was kind of like their attempt at recreating the ASA kind of pipeline to becoming pro. But without that, it's all just, like I said earlier, grabbing at random people from social media and just hoping that they pop off and hoping that they influence somebody or that they sell skates or whatever it is. Because before, I think shops were all about, if you wanted to sponsor someone or give them a flow spot, it was because maybe that area, that city wasn't selling as well. So you put a person that was really good in that city on your team and hopefully get your sales up. But now you don't need to be, everyone sees all the skates. They see all of that. They don't have to see it in their city to know that it exists.
Well, now you can shop online. too.
Exactly. So you know everything that there is.
But being a pro, as far as like overcross seasons, that's where you can turn pro is by feast comps. Here we don't have it.
Well, see, and
You have Blade Cup, but I mean, is that and then with Frankie Invitational and then all these other things are these Crowder Powder? I mean, like, are these steps to get?
they are.
Yeah,
They are steps to get there. They are steps to get there.
because
they,
those
like,
are, those are
officially
like time
united?
run
They're-
lines and those are ASA type.
Well, that's what the WRS was that all the contests led into the WRS. So like if it were
WRS
around now, the FM Invitational
skate.
would be like a qualifier, or it would be points toward your final total at the end of the year or the end of the season, I guess you'd say.
Here's an issue, right? I know that it's happening. It's on its way, right? Like the problem is people out of passion started
Hey,
their own comps, right?
just come sit in for me for a minute, dude.
So
Put on the sticks, man. Put on the sticks, Danny.
Just to get some info on the pizza, there is actually a pizza shop directly across the street, and no one is going to get a pizza. Serious Pizza, right there. I'm looking at it.
Wait, y'all brought pizza?
No, I'm just saying there's a pizza. There's Serious Pizzas right there, like right there.
So people out of passion started their own comps, right? So if we talk about Blading Cup, they get just as much love as they do hate. You know what I mean? Because of the way the comp is, it's not like the standard park comp. So some people just won't come out to the Blading Cup because it's not something that they'll win or compete in, right?
I'm sorry, Prince. Everybody's saying
Sorry,
something.
Danny.
Everybody's trying to talk to Danny in the chat.
Danny got the chat
They're
popping
so
off.
happy he's
Here,
here.
pop them on. Oh,
Danny.
pull on the door and then pull on the top.
If y'all didn't see
up, Danny?
Danny's slider bar set up in the other room, just
Yeah, I didn't
Incredible.
appreciate it, though.
Don't forget where you were going with that, Fritz.
I'm not. I won't.
Okay. Everybody wants to say what's up to Danny. Okay,
What up,
Fritz.
everybody?
All right, Fritz, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So there's everybody has done their thing to make whatever they want happen, right? Like FM Invitationals does the comp his way. Blading Cup does the comp their way. Crowder Powder does the comp their way. Okay. So let's just say there was a competition series that was going to unite these for points, right? And that's going to turn people pro. Where are they going to agree upon, like, the way you're doing your comp doesn't add up with mine to turn people pro? Because when you turn pro, if we're talking about park, then it is going to filter down to feast. And if it filters to feast, then you got to be able to skate park, right? So, like, and the World Games is involved with feast.
Well,
So
Fritz, let me say something, because we have multiple street comps here. Why don't all the organizers of all those street comps get together and create a circuit?
because
And then it could end at Blade Cup.
So, without speaking too soon, there's already talks about this, right? With one company that used to do it back in the day that wants to unite these. But in order to be able to turn you pro, you have to do it properly, right? So, like I said, World Games is affiliated with FEAS, and World Games is where you turn world champion, right? And World Games is connected with the Olympics, which would get you in the Olympics. So you have to be proper, right? So in the World Games, there's a criteria of how a comp should be run. You get a 1 minute run instead of a jam session. And a lot of the comps that we're throwing now are jam sessions. So yeah, things would have to change.
But that's good. I mean, they don't have to all be exactly the same for it to work.
They don't.
It would just be the
Jose's
winners,
then.
Yeah.
regardless of
Danny, sit down on Jose.
regardless of how the comp is run. It could still be a point system based on winning first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. You get X amount of points towards, and then whoever has the most points at the end, say, qualifies to skate pro in, let's say, Blade Cup. And then, the winners of them would be considered pro.
Yeah, I think two things. It could be like, the video game Street Fighter. I imagine you had 8 playable characters, and they probably had their own little fighting contest they had to win to get into that final 8, right? So it's that kind of situation. It doesn't really matter what the contest rules were leading up to the finals. It's just a matter of you went to all these different mediums of skating, whether it be like a park or street or this format, that one, and you were able to get through and get your points up or whatever system they go with. But I think Oklahoma Showdown just dropped the realism of what's actually the issue is you can't get them on the same call. How many times have you seen contests step on each other's toes as far as dates? I can't make that contest because they're having another one in Atlanta at the same weekend.
So yeah,
Weather.
as
Come
I'm
on.
Weather
saying,
too.
as I
Gotta
was
keep weather
saying,
in a
the
Texas comps gotta have weather.
More points for a bigger contest. And that's another thing is how would you then judge, like it would be like a 5-star system of like, FM Invitational would be like a 4-star event versus
it'd be a qualifier.
what do we have here? We had the D-Town Tussle maybe like a 2-star just because of the locality. It wouldn't bring in a lot of people. No, I'm saying because it wouldn't have the same people coming in.
You feel that? You okay?
Nah.
If it was a circuit, that would cause people to come in though, because they know they could get points towards the final thing, regardless of what city it's in.
ASA back in the day, the way it would work is ASA would go to these major cities with major skate parks, like Eisenberg's, right? And it was a qualifying event to take you to World Finals, right? And at World Finals, it would usually be in California. World Finals, that's where you would turn pro. So you would qualify, and then out of all those qualifiers, a lot of them would show up to turn pro in Cali, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of how this would be. But like I said, the Blading Cup is very street-oriented as opposed to Feast, which is very park-oriented. So these comps that would have to unite would have to have the same common goal of turning these people pro that would potentially skate in a competition series like the Feast with 1 minute runs.
Right.
Because it's connected with the World Games, which does 1 minute.
That's not like
runs.
street comp. That's not an IMYTA.
That's probably a viable.
That's a park comp.
That's probably a viable way of going about it. But like the way I see it, in my vision, my idealistic vision, it's completely disconnected from Feast. Feast would be a way in which pro bladers go and make money. They go and compete and spread this awareness of the sport, but also they get paychecks, right? Because they get good money at Feast, right?
Yeah, I mean, they get decent money.
So, and also just one more thing, if we're going off this like hypothetical point system, what's real quick, like a small contest. Let's just say this: should a top tier, all the pros show up, 500 people, all this, should that have the same amount of points as a contest in which like 2 or 3 people that you may know show up and it's a small time contest? You would have to break them apart.
Well, hold on. Let me just say something.
Okay.
It wouldn't be like anybody can throw these comps that would go towards the points. You know what I mean? There would be maybe like 5 a year. So in the major cities by organizers,
So,
you know what I mean? So
and
like
you have Mile High Battle, like
and no
comp.
pros could show up because the whole point is to turn pro.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
oh yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's pretty complicated.
There was a time where that was kind of looked down upon. Like how I think a lot of people gave Farmer grief for that
Skating in the Dallas comp. Oh,
for the Fort Worth comp. But now it's different. I think like pros come out and compete in comps, and it's cool. You like to see it, but
step your game up.
That's
Step your game up. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
30 stair
man, like you don't think the next quarterback's trying to take out a Tom Brady? Like he's sitting there winning Super Bowls.
No, but
like,
Fritz is right. There has to be a separation between pro and am as far as even if it's a street comp format. So
IMYTA was like the bread for the young cats coming in and taking. I mean, like Shima was like on, like kind of top is like kind of the OG, and then you had Haffy coming through, and you had Farmer coming through, and you had
but that was essentially a pro comp. I mean, I guess anybody could skate it, but it was probably expensive to skate it. But either way, that wasn't leading up to something. This would have to be some type of circuit.
Why not? That was the most like.
I mean, it could.
Do you want to?
It could be whatever. It's hypothetical.
And also,
so to turn pro, you would rather watch a 90 or 60-second run, or would you rather watch IMYTA?
No, I would want.
Why would we not have something like that?
I mean, I'm not saying there couldn't be. I'm just saying like to turn someone pro, right? Like, and this is the magic question is, what is a pro?
What can I?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the glaring issue here is, what does it even matter if you turn pro if that's not going to translate to the actual industry? Because you could come up and have no sponsorship whatsoever. Say you're a Superman and you come and win every contest and you end up winning the finals at the end. You turn pro. So what? Are companies obligated to take you in now and start selling your product?
That's a great point. But the thing is, even the pros don't make money to live. So it's like, it really just comes down to the love and the bragging rights.
Yeah, and so then
that's
again,
why all of us wanted to turn pro.
So we can drop the pro aspect, then that doesn't matter.
Farmer Chris Haffey, how much was Chris Haffey making? Chris Haffey's probably working a normal job, and he
would save his winnings.
Tons of units and shit like that through remedies. Like, there is no money to be made in rollerblading.
So,
exactly. So any status that you ever get,
money.
like, isn't that what you're supposed to want?
Do you guys ever?
Isn't that the work you put in to get, like not necessarily a trophy, but like, there's a reason why we all still skate.
Oh, for sure. But if we're talking about like in correlation to what the industry needs to grow, I hear a lot of people say, I got into skating because I turned on my TV and it was the X Games and I saw Ryan Dawes do this or Takeshi Yasutoko do that. They were doing 1-minute runs. So what's marketable in skating to the common person, right? Like maybe the person that might not ever pick up the sport, but enjoys watching the backflip or, you know, the crazy shit that ESPN used to put on TV, right? Would an IMYTA really catch people's attention? And if you turn on the TV now, like what do you want to see?
I think it would also. I don't think it's so much that the runs were what was getting mainstream attention. It's that those comps were given mainstream attention.
But why?
It was the only exposure
Because they
we
thought
had.
it was marketable.
Well, how about
No.
Okay, how about this?
No?
Because they were involved with skateboarding, BMX,
And what were
all
they
those
doing?
Sports.
Not pro though.
And so if you look at a pro skateboard comp, if you look at like the Do Tour or any big skateboard comp, they get at least 30 seconds to do a run by themselves. They don't really do jam session comps. You know what I mean? Like, and if they call it a jam session, they get 30 seconds on the course, do their line or whatever, and then the next person, it's organized, right? Because that's the other aspect of throwing a competition is not just what you want to see, but getting the competition done in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the X Games and ASA for that matter it was the visibility. It was the first way I was exposed to rollerblading, and I really loved it. Like my thing was Jaron Grobe. I saw him and I thought he was, that's dope. I want to try that. But when I got into actual rollerblading and started to not understand, but be exposed to the inside of it, I was immediately taught from all of my peers that that's actually whack, and street skating is where it's at. And I'm not saying that's my belief because I love park skating, but it's not this connected thing where they're two separate entities. The whole X Games situation. That's why you keep pushing when you push the 90-minute or 90-minute run, that'd be wild. Iron Man match.
Let's go.
The 90-second run needs to be, in my opinion, which is a separate thing that doesn't have to play any part within street skating or any of that stuff, because that's just not the type of skating some people do.
For sure. But so like skateboarding being in the Olympics became a pretty big deal, right? One, because skateboarding's in the Olympics, but two, because the street skaters fucking hate it. They're like, where is the punk in skateboarding now when it's an actual like organized style sport, right? And this is what we love about blading and skateboarding and BMXing is, in reality, we break the rules. We go and vandalize a street spot, right? Like, so, but at the same time, if we want corporations to sponsor our events and our riders, then you can't be doing that. It's got to be a more organized style sport. So we need these. Yeah, you're right, Brady. It's two completely different worlds, but we need both of them. I'm not saying we don't need street skating.
Oh, yeah.
But what I mean is if we want, like, the industry is not surviving with the money that the companies are providing, the companies that are in skating, right? The core companies, even Powerslide and USD, and they're giving what they can, but we need money from the outside. We need that Bud Light money.
Yeah.
You know, we need that Dr. Pepper money.
Yeah.
Well, that's my thing is like the Levi's money.
We had it.
We always reference the Levi's money, right?
Danny, if
that
you want to
wasn't-
talk, you can take my seat.
That wasn't confined to
Chips.
park skating.
Let's go.
So
Not the Bud Light money. I mean,
no, the Levi's. So like
Yoo-hoo.
Let's
go.
Yoo-hoo. They sponsored Aaron
Shout out, Jaron.
Feinberg, but he also would be able
go.
to put out street sections, and they would pay him for those. I would imagine they paid him for those parts of the exposure.
yeah.
So it's not like you have The problem is both sides, as far as like the park skating, the run format, and the quote unquote core culture, they have to work together, but also off of each other because they want to remain separate. Because if we kind of lose our identity or whatever, but
Peace, Danny.
they
Yeah,
have
I'm
to work
safe.
together, and it kind of has to.
Danny
Again,
left to go
it
skate.
has to be something that just happens. It's not going to be something that someone can just make happen.
Totally agree. But look at Nyjah Houston. He's getting so much fucking hate. He's so good at skateboarding.
Yeah.
But because he was in the Olympics and because he's taken this aspect of skating, he's getting hated on, right? He gets torn apart. And then everyone's like, yo, but this street skater is like, actually way better than him. But he's putting in a different type of work. You know, he's doing the park and he's doing the street. But yeah, you're right. Like we would have to, like both of those worlds. It's really what's happening now, except
one complements the other. It's not so much like, oh, they need to work together at a table, but more so like as long as the contest is doing well, the street is doing well. If the street is popping off, then they're going to be wanting to do the part. It all has to like kind of bounce off. It's not just like, oh, let's come together and I'll give you this if you can do this, and then it'll become great. It just kind of, hopefully, by chance.
Well,
yeah, I want to. There's like, we have a lot of park comps. I just miss IMYTA so much.
Yeah.
And Mile High Battle, they have the street comps. There's a few street comps, but like not what that was. That gave me the influence and the intuition to think that I would turn pro through these street comps. Like there's just not that part of skating anymore. And I love park skating now, and I did back then, but like there was nothing like being in a street comp. Like that was the most adrenaline.
Yeah.
Well, that is actually
and IMYTA did it good because they, for the most part, they kind of constructed with the building, or you know, like they had structure. They had like a structure, and then like going on. Yeah, but we just don't have that in skating.
Wouldn't y'all agree though that what turns people pro now is having a pro product, which is core value of street?
I wouldn't say just a pro product. You got to have like a pro boot.
And just
a boot.
But so following and
be
and
official.
just
But so most of these
good
people,
person too.
most of these people that have pro boots are street skaters. You know what I mean? Like standard Yandrell, he's not skating fees. He has a pro skate, right?
Which is
Nick Lomax is not a fee skater. He's a street skater. He got multiple pro boots.
nine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that our
9,
industry
10,
picks
10,
our own
are we
pros.
on-
There's
are we
no
on-
outside in. There's no
14?
contest format. It just comes down to who's doing the coolest stuff.
Yeah,
No,
so,
it doesn't come down to who's doing the coolest stuff because
Well,
there are
it did.
people-
It did.
Yeah, it did. That's
so
what's
what I'm saying with the park aspect, and agreeing with all of y'all, actually, I'm just throwing in my 2 cents about park, is what Brady said back in the day. He liked the park aspect. Same with me. So I wanted to learn spins and flips, and I remember being at the top of the launch box and saying I want to learn a backflip, and I can't remember who my buddy was at the time, but was like, yo, those are crowd pleasers. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And dude, I was
You
like,
need it now though. Like all the big trick, like it's crazy the stuff that they throw in the middle of a run.
fucking double backflip.
It's just like
1260.
what you're so confident with. But those are those crowd pleasers. That's like you can throw them every time in every park that you ever go to because it's like a routine. Like
it's a different type. It's a training. It's the
for
training
sure.
aspect, right?
I'm not saying like like a street trick isn't like routine, but
yeah, street is different. Street is raw.
It's different.
Street is raw. I mean, like I'll tell you, for me, I much more enjoy seeing, I don't know, a perfect true fish down a rail, because I know it's not going to happen the same every single time you try it. But if you know you have to drop in with a certain speed, hit the box a certain way, you can do a backflip the same way almost every single time on that launch box if you practice it over and over. That's why the park aspect for street skaters is not so fun. And so like the hate for park comps is kind of still there, or even park clips. Like people will say, I don't post park clips on my Instagram. I don't want to.
I get caught in that sometimes.
You know what I mean?
Wait, isn't that what Instagram's for? Your park clips?
Nah, a lot of people will just post their street, right? So it's like there's
especially
still a little
when you
bit of
see
that.
street bangers. It's like,
Yeah, but I think people don't want to see park tricks in your YouTube edit. That's
Why?
where they really want to see the street. Why? Because that's where you want to see the street skate.
I think everybody goes to
So this is-
Instagram for. I mean, like I hope that YouTube is like a big part of getting stuff. But man, like
This is what makes this.
if they're just saying posts that's talked about, and like I don't want to let anything go on Instagram too hard because I'm like that should be on Instagram. Like I'm busting my ass for this.
Yeah.
So John, you
And I don't want to just let it slide on Instagram. Damn it.
had this
But
whole
do I want the
discussion.
views? Yeah, of course I want the views and the likes and all, man.
Yeah, we had this whole discussion
dang.
about Instagram versus YouTube. The thing is
Yeah.
that your YouTube content is gonna have more longevity. Your Instagram clip is gonna get
sure.
more views, but it's gonna get swiped and then forgotten about.
I get I get to show Keaton when she grows up, like my YouTube page, my skating from back then. That's gonna be so cool.
You know, does anyone else have this opinion, or I don't know? But as far as park skating versus street skating, one thing I don't love about park skating, and it's something that you see a lot, is it's not that I don't like it, like a hate aspect, but like I don't like seeing behind the curtain, is like seeing people do the same runs over and over, because it takes the thrill away of like what I love about street skating is like someone conquering something, or like going for something and like making it happen. But when I see them do it over and over and over again, we've all competed like park comps. You watch people warm up. They're working on the same lines that they know they can get consistently. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, well, that's just something they know they got down. They're trying to be consistent, which is another, strength in itself for sure. But as far as watching it, it kind of takes a lot away from me. That's why the street comps just always went off so much harder, because people were doing it in the moment with no idea if they were going to be able to land it.
Yeah. So do you have a couple? You got a couple. You got a couple you burning on?
Your vocab.
You got something that you're sitting on?
How do you mean?
As far as like the routine, like you're gonna catch the classic, like.
As far as like the park skating,
Yeah.
I watched one the other day. It really just comes down to watching when sometimes contests would have 3 runs.
Yeah, and they're all very similar.
Yeah.
If not identical.
Peace.
Because sometimes
but you
miss
gotta
one of the
add
tricks.
just like a little. You gotta tweak it just a little bit because you saw somebody do like
And you know, there
something different.
I will say
gotta tweak my line.
on the other side, I did like on the 3rd run when it's like their last chance to get in the points, they would up the difficulty on one of the obstacles. They would stick with the same line, but try to go for a harder trick, which is a cool thing. But it was more about just like having to pick tricks that you know you can do versus like pick tricks that you want to do.
So that's what makes, let's say, Joe Atkinson so enjoyable to watch at a peace event, because he'll use the course totally different, right? Like it seems like he doesn't care so much about winning or losing. He cares more about what is creative for him, right? Like how he
Kind
can
of like
really
Miguel. He's kind of like a Miguel type skater. Just
playing.
man,
just playing.
they just
flowing.
understand transitions.
So, and Takeshi Yasutoko
They
is another
understand like every little part of a transition. That's
Aaron, do you mean a coach as far as like someone was being coached on the Blading Cup, like to compete in Blading Cup?
yeah. There was so for the kids at Blading Cup, there was this guy and he was pretty much like yelling at people to get out of the kid's way so he can like help them coach them do the trick.
It's
Like during the competition?
Yeah, and even for like some of the Bladies, like some of their coach, like some of them had a coach, and he was all like, he's like, "Oh, you need to get out of her way," and I'm like,
Hey, if you watch,
it wasn't even the Bladies' time, like.
if you watch the skateboarding,
So yeah, the whole coach and I
if you watch the skateboarding World Games, each country has a coach,
Yeah.
and they'll tell
for
them.
sure.
They'll tell them like,
you
hey,
saw the video. It
Yeah.
was in our thing.
Yep.
The guy
Oh,
kicked
that was a
the
coach?
kid.
Yeah, that was a coach.
That was a coach
Jesus
kicking his kid,
Christ,
or
dude.
or dad, something like that. But I would have knocked that fool out clean.
But that's another. I mean, that's
And if
an
I was in
extreme.
that skate park, I would have knocked that fool out clean.
That was
Like,
wild.
I don't
if
think
you're
that was
gonna film that-
confirmed that was a coach, though.
Maybe if it was a dad,
regardless,
even worse.
Like even
Yeah.
regardless,
Well, I'm
like,
not downplaying the
that fool would've got
situation. I
dropped.
understand that.
For sure.
Regardless, he would have got dropped.
Whoever it was.
Well, yeah. Either way, that was whack.
He ain't
But
kicking no kid because he ain't doing good at the sport that he's doing. Like that's
this doesn't happen normally
It made me
with
think
coaches.
of
Does it?
Windsor.
what
Yeah.
what do we know?
No,
Well,
like I
What
said,
do we know?
like I
That was
said,
surfaced, right?
at the World Games that I went to here
Julian
in Rome,
Cadeau is getting whipped
or
in some
in
room
Rome,
right now.
sorry. They had coaches,
He's
but
30 opposed to a 12-year-old. Like
so what the coaches
Could've.
what their job is to tell you, hey, like you fucked up on your run. You need to do a more clean run this time and land 3 of the best tricks in order to stack up X amount of points to podium, right? So that's what the coaches are for.
in the whole, yeah.
But not to kick you in the face.
But not to kick you in the face,
Yeah,
right? Like, but
You're to hold my hands while I'm on the rail, but you're not kicking people.
Dude,
I mean,
You know the thing
even,
about
you even saw the kid like drop on his knees and be like,
yeah.
And you know what's funny?
Boom,
Not
boom.
funny at all, but like, okay, so the
was terrible.
coach or whatever that person was, like physically assaults him, but that must be that because the person didn't do something right. So they likely just fell down and ate it pretty hard also. So they just got
insult
worked
to injury.
Get up and then just kick him in the same spot. Like, dude.
I was actually gonna pull that clip up for the podcast, but
That's wild.
I don't think that's
I don't
something
think
we
it's
would want to
appropriate.
show on
Yeah,
YouTube.
Yeah, it
we
was
ain't
rough,
trying to
man.
promote
Yeah, if you
that,
haven't seen
but
it,
It was a bummer.
It was terrible.
A real
But
bummer.
As a father too, like, man, that was terrible. Just terrible.
Word up. Well, anybody else got anything to say on the topic?
Well, I just like the topic of the turning people pro and these different aspects. I could go on for days.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff that we reject from that side of like taking this thing on a more professional level, right? So like we talked about Jordan, right? Jordan was sponsored by Nike. He was on commercials, doing the McDonald's commercials. Everybody wants to be like Mike. He had to take it to that different level as opposed to and one street ball players, right? And so you get street ballers, they're sick as fuck, but their sport wasn't marketable. It wasn't sufficient. Like even the and one shoes were like
Yeah,
what I mean?
There was a lot of money being took under the.
The and one.
Yeah, I watched the whole scandal.
Oh,
You're
God.
bringing out something right now,
It
like
was a big scam or something.
it was a scam and a half.
Like
dude.
Black Lives Matter, just the person
It
in
was
charge,
just yeah, the guy in
taking all the
charge.
money.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that Jordan actually just signed a snowboarder?
Yeah.
So
Okay,
yeah, he's
it's-
getting bikes.
The
So
Olympic guy.
yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
we're talking
who's,
about the
who's
Olympics.
pushing it? Who's pushing it like that though? Who's really like taking the fucking Jordans and like pushing the shit out of it to like get a rollerblader signed on Nike?
But what would it take for a rollerblader? It's not going to be street skating.
Why not?
I don't know. It hasn't happened, and we've been
would
doing this shit forever.
That guy Niall Sylvester just got the red one that just dropped, right?
Yeah.
He got
But
the
they have-
bikey, right?
But
Not
they
the
have
Nike bikey.
so. But they have the park. They have
And
the
they got SB, which stands for
skateboard. But
dunk.
why? Because they're doing these big park comps. And like I said,
I think somebody and Frankie, I think Frankie's trying with the skate. Like, how much more notion do I have to tell you that I fucking love
Look
your
at me.
shoes? I'm gonna create these skates out of it. Like,
Yeah.
Right?
But
man, like,
I done
damn
made
it, Jordan,
100
just
Jordans.
take Frankie's fucking invitation.
Why are we not marketable, right? Like, why are we not marketable? And that's where I think that we've tried like pretty much everything else throughout the past fucking 20 years.
That's a good one for another episode. 'Cause that's a whole.
And the time that we were
That's a
actually kind of making it when
whole
we did
nother
have
thing.
Levi's as a sponsor and Yoo-Hoo and Paul Mitchell was during NIS, ASA, and those.
That's for a whole.
Because when Ty Chris tried to do that, we all fucking hated on him.
He had good hair. Paul
when he tried to
Mitchell.
drop
He had
in-
those Paul Mitchell.
When he dropped in from the Eiffel Tower. I mean, whatever you say about it, that could have
Oh, that's
been.
that guy?
Yeah, that could have. He was going for something. I believe France had like funded the whole thing. Like all these. Yeah, when it happens, we just say, "Oh, that was lame. That was whack."
The reality
Anytime
is,
someone tries to help rollerblading, we immediately hate.
I was gonna
on
say, do you think
Yeah.
we're the reason?
Yes,
we're
dude,
the
absolutely.
We're the biggest haters,
Yeah.
of course.
All this like conversations
our
and
biggest
discussions is like, well,
I hate on a ton of stuff because I'm a hater.
all these things
Sorry,
would
everybody.
probably work if you could just
But
get
I'm-
rid of all the
I'm
rollerbladers.
just kidding.
yeah, I mean, so
I'm
once
just kidding.
again, like people try a different aspect and it fails before it even
Good
starts because
freaking point, Brady.
they get
My
just
dog.
they just get cut out. So like, yeah, we need to be marketable to the big picture, which is the people that don't know the difference between a true fish and an alley-oop fish, right? They don't give a shit about those technicalities. They care. They see a 900 and a 1080 or a backflip or a double backflip, and that's what the common person sees and says, yeah, that's fucking impressive, you know? So like, we reject anything that involves organized sport. And if we continue to do that, well, fine. I mean, I'm happy where I'm at for the most part, right? Like, I think we all said that we'll skate no matter what. But if we care about the future, then they have to have a future.
Yeah, we also need to stop hating on anyone new that comes into the skate park, or not even just hating, but just we talked about it last time. Like really kind of like make sure that you're not being a dickhead, because that is in rollerblading nature, is to be cliquish and othering and all that kind of stuff. But also,
I don't think I've ever done that.
Maybe not.
Like for
but
someone who shows up to the park, like be like,
it's gotten a lot better in the past couple of years.
If you weren't doing it, it was being done to you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. But another thing that I see happen a lot is people offering, and Scott just said it in the chat, and I totally agree. Unsolicited coaching. It's just, if someone's asking for help, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with being like, oh, you were so close. But like going up to someone that didn't ask me, like, you know what you're doing wrong? And you're like, dude, you're going to figure it out. Like, and especially now, like, I don't like someone coming up to me and be like, oh, you seem to get a little bit higher. Like, no shit, dude. I know what I didn't do right there. Like, come on, man.
This is a big aspect in, like, I've heard multiple chicks or female skaters say that, like, especially roller skater chicks say that a rollerblader will go up and try to tell them how to do their trick, and they don't want that shit.
Yeah, we know
what I mean?
We know what's going on there.
I mean, you know.
No, yeah, that must be a whole thing. Is like rollerbladers thinking they're being sly, or I'm sure it happens in skateboarding as well. It's like, oh, let me help you with the kickflip. No, fuck off. I was up my language. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's like,
But then again, what if you are just trying to help them?
Hey, Brady, so you don't like people telling you what you
my friends, it doesn't bother me at all. Absolutely, that's fine. It's other people.
Some random goofball.
Some random.
But I get it too.
Man.
Shit, if
in all aspects of life, I don't like random goofballs.
Okay.
If I'm skating and I'm already pissed off, even if my friend tries to tell me what to do, I'm gonna get fucking pissed. You know what I mean?
That's when you just try to dig under your skin a little bit more and try to juice you up to do it a little bit more, and then you just kind of like fall again, and then you get even more angry, and then it's like,
did you mean to come out that way?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for real.
Did you mean to land like click clack on your feet when you landed? Like,
you know what I was thinking about the other day though? Like when we're talking about hate in skating, because I know that there's like, I mean, we were talking about Ian McLeod earlier, shit that I don't like, and it's okay to have your opinion, whatever, right? But so you get like Dallas, and we're pretty fucking rough on each other. Ever since I started skating here, I would go and watch videos at Josh's house or whatever, and they'd be like, yeah, he put his hand down, or you came out far side on that, or I would hear it, that dude did this, and I'd be like, well, I'm not going to do that shit. You know what I mean? So I feel kind of blessed in a way that I grew up here and that we have these standards. But then you got people in another state or another city that just has no idea. They're genuinely skating to learn and progress, and yeah, maybe they want to do that, I don't know, weird spin flip thing, and then they start getting dogged on, and they just can't handle it, and they just quit skating because of that.
Absolutely.
You know, like we need to keep these people in, or like the subject we've been talking about it a lot about the pads, right? Like, you know, wearing your knee pads over your pants or your elbow pads, whatever. But if that's what helps that person progress, then what's wrong with that? They're being safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, now I get the other aspect of like, we don't want rollerblading to look whack because we're already not cool.
Yeah.
But I think there's better ways to go about that, because the skating community, and I'm not talking about with us here, but like example, Blading Cup, there was a kid that did a flip, and Skatey Perry pointed it out. The kid got hated on so hard. And all he went out there to do was to have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And these are grown-ass men fucking dogging on this kid for doing a flip.
Yeah, you have to balance between making the sport inviting and welcoming and all that, but also having quality control over what we're putting out to people that aren't aware of our sport.
I think that just has to be with just being a good example.
Yeah, our other language was just hate for the longest time. I think the hate needs to maybe stay in the group chats.
I was gonna say, yeah, hating's fun, but keep it with your friends.
100%. It's in our nature.
Y'all are all getting roasted.
Yeah.
But secretly.
Well, see, Blading Cup, it wasn't Blading Cup that did that. It wasn't like Julio or the Dem skaters. It's just random fucking rollerbladers. You know what I mean? I just saw someone say that's a Blading Cup problem. So it wasn't that. It was like some dudes just felt it to take it upon themselves and say, I've been skating forever, this shit's not cool, you know, like I don't know. And like I said, I mean, y'all know me, I hate, of course, but but I don't do that shit, dude.
Yeah.
I don't do that shit. I don't go on people's. I don't go on message boards or on people's tricks and just blatantly say like, oh, there's no room for your skating and blading. I don't do that shit.
I don't think anybody's that blunt about it.
I just said they did that on one of the blading.
No, I mean going on to people's comments.
You know what I mean? Like
and shit.
Roller News was a problem.
Oh, dude, BMAG.
Yeah,
the BMAG message board used to be brutal.
But Roller News, that's like your moment to get your thing posted, and then when you could comment anonymously, people would just fucking rip it.
Oh man, I heard John sigh. What you got there? I heard that.
Oh, it was just way too much hate back on the message boards.
Yeah,
way too much.
Jose, you were gonna say something.
What were you gonna say, Jose?
No, I was just.
Now's your chance.
Nothing, man. What the fuck is there to say?
All right, for sure. With that, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up because we're going about 2 hours. But this was an awesome chat. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Again, we're doing the raffle for a Julian Baugh win T-shirt. Just leave a comment in the video below. I keep saying I'm gonna do the raffle on Wednesday because that's typically my day off from my normal job, but I did it Thursday. But actually, we're just gonna go back to announcing the winner on next week's podcast. That way, I can give everybody an opportunity to enter. So if you want to enter the raffle for a Julian Baugh T-shirt, which I showed earlier in the stream, if you're just popping in, go back and check that out. Just be sure to leave a comment on the video. Everybody, go ahead and like the video. We truly appreciate it. Share a link on your Instagram. That helps us out a lot. And if you do need any artwork or anything, be sure to hit up Chase Rushing on Instagram, Chase D Rushing. I am Josh Navarfar. And anybody got any closing statements y'all want to say?
This Sully. I want everybody to have a wonderful, and I mean a wonderful rest of your Friday night. Have a blessed weekend. Let's see you next week. Let's go.
Thanks for watching.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
I hope everybody enjoyed. Peace.
Let's go.
All right, peace.